Yo, everybody, good to see you. I hope you're all having a good day. Hi, my name is Lampy, small-time illustrator, football-sized moth. I do a lot of drawing streams, occasional gaming streams, and sometimes some live 2D rigging streams. But today is one of those drawing streams. Today we're going to be working... I'm just going to be doing some casual art today, because I'm going to be honest with you, my brain is a little fried, and I kind of want to just draw. So, with that being said, I hope you all have a good day. I hope you all enjoy your stay. Also, I'm going to find out why the live 2D model ain't moving. Hold on a minute here. Let me figure out something. Why is nothing connecting? Why is nothing connected? Oh, there we go. Now it should work. Connect, select, there we go. But yeah, one, we're currently working on some casual art today. Right now, we're just going to draw a Yugioh Monster. I hope you enjoy. Two, check it out. We got the Drive Live 2D model all set. Look at that sucker go. Look at that sucker run. Yeah. I just wanted to show that part. Right, I almost forgot. Where's the bird? There we go, bird. No, wrong bird. Can I get rid of that one? Let me get rid of that one. Hold on a minute. Let me figure this out.
Casual art stream implies there is a competitive art stream.
Casual art. You know, to be fair, I think there are competitive art streams. Have you ever heard of the event called Art Fight? Also, Ryu, thank you for the 46 months. I greatly appreciate that. Holy cow, it's almost 4 years. Jesus Christ, it's almost been 4 years. Oh God, I've been doing this for 4 years. Huh. Anyway, with that being said, welcome on in. I hope y'all have a good day. I hope y'all enjoy your stay. And thank you again for the 46 months, Ryu. Holy cow, that's a lot. That's like a whole lot. Good to see you there, Ryu. Mary Lamb, Rebo Lord, Hui. Get him. What do you mean, get him? I'll hail the cult. No. Spicy Kit Kat. Welcome on in. Good to see you there, Spock. Also,
Lampy Moth Tax and Lurk.
No Lampy Moth Tax. What? How dare you lurk? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding about that last part. I just realized the way I said it. Like, wait, hold on a minute. Let me clarify. Let me clarify. It's not the fact that they lurk. We appreciate lurkers here. Like I said, the fact that anyone takes the time out of their day to watch these streams. It's the fact that they supported and lurked. That means they literally just ran off and threw $1. That's the part I'm looking at. That's the part I'm talking smack about. Like, literally pulled a hit and run. That's what they did. Also, as I was saying, for those of you that don't know, last stream we finished off working on rigging the Drive Live 2D model, and now I wanted to showcase both the Live 2D model and the example part, or the example piece, to show what it would look like and to let y'all know that it is available on the vgen page as a custom service. If you want a Drive model of your very own, it's over there on the vgen page for a very affordable price. Yes, I know some of you may have paid to avoid ads. Well, guess what? You got scammed. Because we're tossing our personal ads out here. Yeah. As much as don't worry. I hate it just as much as you do. But I gotta do what I gotta do. Man, Marie sub gives Lampy existential dread. Stop subbing. Alright, now let's catch up with some things. Lampy, Spicy, what's up? It's been a while since I dropped by. Indeed it has. And I thank you for stopping by again. I greatly appreciate it. Whether it be several months, every day, years from now. The fact that, like I said, if you decide that, hey, I want to go see a Lampy stream, I feel honored to hear that. Even if the models over there are not showing the expression. I couldn't help it. I just had to give that very, very somber look on them little models over there.
Uni 10 I pay to avoid ads. My account is Turbo. Here is a dime I'm dropping your way.
Thank you for the dime. I greatly appreciate that. Save your money, Spock. You know what? That's true. That's true. Use Turbo to avoid having to pay for ads. And then here I go, shilling my merch. Speaking of shilling merch, folks, have you ever seen a Lampy plushie? I really should just get that picture back up on that screen down there to show how big these suckers are. Anyway, that's not the point. Point is, there was also some other things I wanted to show, but first we gotta add a dust bunny right quick. Dust. No, that's disc. Dust bunny. There we go, Dust Bunny Moth, which, by the way, folks, if you see this Dust Bunny Moth model, this thing is absolutely free and available on the Coffee page. That's right, folks, you could get this Dust Bunny of your very own for no cost. That's right, this and many other PNGs and many other live 2D models over there on the Coffee page, and you can get them all for free. No charge, no nothing, no zips, no zilch, all of that. Get it as your very own. Use it for your streams, use it as a model, use it as a mascot, whatever choice you choose to use it for, you use it however you see fit. Just don't claim it as your own, that's about it. That's the only rule about it, is don't claim it as your own. Which reminds me, this is one of those many things that I wanted to turn into a... This was one of the many things I wanted to turn into a plushie in the future. Maybe not right now, but someday, planning on turning that thing into a plushie. Because I think it would be pretty cool. As for when, I do not know when, but we'll figure it out along the way. Just gotta toss this Dust Bunny right here, and we should be good. Oh, wait, hold on a minute. Now we gotta catch up with a lot of reading, and we gotta do a lot of shoutouts, because I have yet to do that part. So, 1, Gun. Thank you for redeeming Gun. 2, let's give a shout out to Mary Lamb. Mary Lamb plays a good variety of games, does a lot of amazing art, really funny streams over there, and we got to get a game of Fortnite one of these days there, Mary. 2, let's give a shout out to Karibo Lord. They play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! They started streaming recently, go support the Karibo Lord. I look forward to what happened. Yeah, I look forward to this film, or to your future streams there, Karibo Lord. You got this, I believe. Don't let the stresses of life get the better of you. You got this. Let's give a shout out to Kui. Kui is also funny stream. Kui is also just... I found out that Kui only started a few months, or yeah, several months back. Several months is still very, very short time, so... What they've accomplished in that amount of time, that is a big accomplishment right there. Go check out the Kui. I highly recommend it. I gotta make sure that we get everybody. Let's also give a shout out to Shadow Jira. We're gonna get through all of this little by little, slowly but surely. Go check out Shadow Jira. Very, very funny streams over there as well. They play a good variety of games with their friends. And very, very supportive person in a lot of communities. So go support the Jira like Jira supports others. Pay the shadow tax. Don't let Jira tell you otherwise. In fact, just to spite them, you should pay the shadow tax. Yeah. Alright, let me see. Gonna try to catch up through all of this little by little, slowly but surely. I was holding a Lampy plushie earlier tonight. Yeah, I'm glad to hear. I hope you enjoy that Lampy plushie. But Turbo doesn't give me the emotes. Also true. That's the drawback. On one hand, if you get Turbo, you never have to worry about ads. But you don't get any emotes for that. If you get the emotes, you don't have to worry about ads on that one channel. And you get to use those emotes wherever you feel like, everywhere and anywhere for at least a month. So yeah, that's the trade-off there, I suppose. The super floofy plushie? Yeah, exactly. We're gonna make, like, if we make the Dust Bunny model, I want it to be super floof, just like as you see on the model right there. It's gonna leave a lot of, you're gonna need a lint roller after buying this plushie. Maybe I should just add a lint roller as... Yeah, maybe I should just add lint rollers to the plushie as I ship them all out. Like, you buy this plushie, not only are you going to get yourself a dust bunny, but you're also going to get a lint roller to pick up all the dust. Yeah. That might be a funny idea. All right, let's see. Speaking of fork knife, I unlocked Ned Flanders. Was it the Flanders that I'm thinking of? Was it, what's the name of it? The one with the snowsuit? Was it Stupid Sexy Flanders? If I'm correct, that's literally what they named it. I'm only 8 months, no. Only 8 months old, I baby. Indeed, you do be a baby Quee. Which is funny, because Quee's actually older than me. Like in real-time years? Just barely, but still. Which is a rare occasion for me to find a streamer, VTuber, that's actually older than me. It's a rare occasion, but it happens. I think I've only seen it happen twice. I want to say twice.
I hope everyone has had a reason to smile today! Exclamation mark tilde.
Yo, Sherbert, thank you for the 11 months. I greatly appreciate it. Oh, yeah, that also reminds me. I forgot to put this up here. There we go. Shout out Lampy Moth? Nah, don't shout out Lampy Moth. Lampy Moth sucks. Yeah. Don't believe me? Trust me. I know them personally. Lampy Moth sucks. But yeah, Sherbert, thank you for the 11 months. Let's give a shout out to Sherbert. Go check out Sherbert the Poet. They also do a lot of art. They also play a good variety of games. If you're a fan of No Man's Sky, that's a good place to go. If you're a fan of a very chill environment, that's a good place to go. If hey, what's up with this? Okay, hold on. I gotta reset my tablet because it ain't working. We gotta run the tablet again. Hold on a minute. Or we gotta restart the tablet. Shouldn't take too long. Just gotta go to this thing, restart, and this should fix it up. But yeah, everybody in the shoutouts, go check them out. Each and every one of them. All of them, absolute gems. All of them, amazing people. And if anyone tells you otherwise, they're lying. Oh, except for them talking about Lampy Moth. That is lies, that is slander, and I've heard of stories of Lampy kicking bunnies, so... Yeah, no, that doesn't work. Yeah, no. You shouldn't support you shouldn't support someone who kicks a baby rabbit. Yeah, that's the story, and I'm sticking to it. All right. Anyway, let's get back to this. Let's finally get started on the drawing. Oh, right. The other things I wanted to show before I get back into the drawing. So, I've been working on some things. I'm just going to show you some of the... like some small sketches of some of the teasers that I'm planning on working on. As you can see, we're already getting started with working on the sketching phase for the wings for the bird, because if you saw the bird model, you already noticed, or you may have already noticed that the wings were the same from last time, and that's because I just needed to get the tutorial out of the way. Now, it's time to actually update those wings. I got a lot of ideas on how to make those work. And if you're thinking, alright, so you're updating the bird. What about Lampy? Are you doing anything with Lampy? Indeed we are. I ain't gonna show you much past that point. This is all you're getting for today. You'll find out more about it later. But yeah, I got the art done for it. Now all I gotta do is get the rig done. And then... it'll be ready. But we're gonna save that for January, because I gotta keep something for... you know, January, because something happens in January. Don't worry about what happens in January. It's not important. But I gotta have something ready for January, so look forward to that. I don't think the wings are gonna be done by then, but the other one definitely will. The one for Lampy is definitely going to be ready by January. Yeah. Yo, Blobby, welcome on in. Okay, I showed everything I wanted to... I showed everything I wanted to show. We're going to get into the actual drawing. But first, we also got to add a rat. Rat. And thank you for stopping on in there, Blobby. I hope you all enjoy... Or, yeah, I hope you're enjoying your day. I hope you're enjoying your stay. Oh, right, I forgot those animations. Hold on a minute, I forgot. We got to show these animations about the drive. Yeah. They do the drive animation like the old emote. Yeah. But yeah, what was I doing again? Right, we got rat model. Folks, if you like rat, you can find it on the Etsy page and the vgen page for a very affordable price. Only 10 bucks for your very own rat. Ain't that a steal? Actually, no, that's kind of a ripoff, but you know what? It's right there if you want it. Anyway, going back to it. Before we forget. Rat, 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 rat. Love this dumb rat. Alright, let me see. Let's catch up with some reading. What did I miss? What did I see throughout all of this? Both default and stupid sexy Flanders. Nice. That's what's up. That's all that matters. Alright. IRL, I'm ancient. Same. Same, not gonna lie, same. My belly is full of pizza, and now I'm sleepy. You know what? Honestly, fair. I mean, if the food is making you sleepy, then it's doing a good job. Unless you gotta work at that hour, then... Hold on a minute. Nope, sneeze ain't coming. Okay, we're good. Alright. I made a new emote for my... Oh, I made a new emote for my craplet. What's a craplet? What if they kicked crabs? They're even more evil? Maybe? Maybe. I don't know. I know you wouldn't look at it that way, but yeah, maybe. Also, we gotta give a shout out to Blobby Derp. Don't worry, we'll get to drawing someday. Someday. I don't know when this day, but we'll eventually get to the drawing. Go check out Blobby. They do a lot of, yeah, they do a lot of streaming. They do a lot of music, a lot of karaoke. Very, very chill times. They also play a good variety of games. And apparently there was a stream where they rage quit, and I missed it. I need to find out what game that was again, because I heard that they played a game, they rage quitted, and I'm like, Blobby, okay, I can imagine Blobby rage quitting a game. It's just that I don't know what that would look like. And I kind of want to see. I gotta see how this turns out. All right, Midwinter needs a warm-up in January on the 27th anyway. Yeah, wait, what? Why the 27th? The 27th. We ain't gotta talk about the 27th in particular. Who gave him a flamethrower? We've been through this. Nobody gives me weapons. I give people weapons. Nobody gives the Moth a gun. The Moth is the arms dealer. For safety reasons, Twitch, this is a joke. Do not ban me. This is simply a joke. Midwinter. Oh, okay, so I saw that part. Lampy birthday is in January. Shh. No, I mean, yeah, but no. 27th. Okay, nothing. Yeah, exactly. Nothing happens on the 27th. There is no birthdays in Bossing Say. Currently at work, sleepy, hunting, and mid-grainy. Ah, fair, fair, fair. Coffee helps. I think coffee helps. Maybe. You know what? You should just bring your entire PC and play Night Rain at work. You know, because that's totally not going to get you fired. I mean, yeah, you know what? Late night Night Rain at work, I think that's the best option. It was Signalis. Oh, yeah, Signalis, because of the puzzles. I remember now. Me rage quitting, it just looks like, you know what? I'll try this again later. You know what? Fair, fair. Okay, see, that is what I imagined. Like, just Blobby just saying, you know what? Maybe next time. I'll leave this alone. You know what? Forget this game. Let's see. My BF is working on something for our anniversary. Yo, congrats! But won't tell me what it is, because it's apparently a surprise. I mean... Yeah, I mean, I can imagine that. Like, I mean... Why would anybody want a surprise ruin? This is when you keep it hush-hush. That's when you let them know, like, something's happening, but shh. Not yet. Not yet. That's how you know they're putting in effort. And that's what really matters at the end of the day. It also shows that they remember when it is, and that's also a good sign. Craplet is what I call my crappy 7-year-old drawing tablet. Oh, that I'm using at the moment. This is the emote I'm using. Oh. This is the emote I made using it. Oh, gotcha. Why is sherbet in a jug? That's fair. Also, folks, you want to support the sherbet? Help the... No, wait, they already bought the tablet repair. Wait, did you already get the tablet repair or the tablet replacement, or are you still working on that? Folks, if you want to support sherbet, which you totally should, help them get a new tablet so they could continue their drawing, continue their working, go support the sherbet. I almost rage quit on Elden Ring for the first time a few months back. Wait, what happened in Elden Ring that you almost rage quit? Glad I fulfilled my New Year's resolution of saying happy birthday on the right day. Yeah, you win this round, even though I didn't tell you when it was. I will say, you did get that. Yeah, you did get that one. Although it would have been funny if that was the day you missed. That would have been hilarious. He's working on an art thing for me. That's all I know about it. You know what? That's a smart move. They have you know that something's arriving, but you don't know what it is. And it also shows that they're putting effort into it yeah, they're actually drawing it and stuff. That means they're even putting more effort. So that's what's really important. All right. After all this time, after several thousands of years, it's finally time to add some drawing to... It's time to actually draw on this art piece. Oh, what the? Oh, right. Well, I take it back. We gotta close some stuff right quick. Because I forgot, since I opened up since I restarted it, I had to also restart Photoshop as well. So, yeah, we weren't out of the fire just yet. But now that all of that is done, I could actually get started on this stuff again. So we're getting there, slowly but surely. Hey, Croissant. Welcome on in. Hold on a minute, we're trying to catch up with the reading. We'll get there soon enough. All right. Whatever you guys do, don't pop your hip out of place. Wait, who popped their hip out of place? Hold on a minute. No, I still need to get it replaced. Expensive? Oh, fair. You know what? Understandable. Is that a shotgun? It is indeed a shotgun. Welcome on in there, Croissant. But yeah, I hope you're having a good day there, Croissant. No, I don't need to... Oh, right. So, yeah, go support the sherbet. Help them get their tablet, because tablets are expensive. Sherbet in a jug is cute. I agree. So, it was Mount Gelmir, Hero Grave, and I kept getting murdered over... Oh! The moment you mentioned that it was the Hero Grave, that's when I realized, like, okay. Yeah, I don't know what it is with catacombs in that game, but those are like some of the worst experiences ever. Like, out of any part of the game, you would think, okay, Lake of Rot, that is horrible to go through. I mean, it's not wrong, but still not quite the worst experience ever. Worst experience is always in the catacomb. Running into your first Black Knife Assassin and finding out that's not the easy one. Yeah, my first experience with a Black Knife Assassin in Elden Ring was not the one that's already cut up and bloodied and bruised and all of that and already missing half their health. No, it's the one that has a long run back time where they send you all the way back to the beginning of the catacomb and you have to run through all of that stuff, run past all of those skeletons, go up that secret path by taking one of the guillotines up as an elevator, run past some more skeletons just to get to that one Black Knife Assassin fight, and that is a full-powered Black Knife Assassin, and they kill you. And then you have to do it again, and again, and again, and again. God. Why has they forsaken? Well, it's Elden Ring. God has forsaken everybody. There is no denying that part. There's no denying that part. If you're playing Elden Ring, you already know full well that you're in a game where God has forsaken you. Why? Because they put a tree sentinel at the very beginning to let you know, welcome to Elden Ring. All right, let me see. Oh, that was only one catacomb, no less. I forgot about the other catacomb where they put not one, but 2 Crucible Knights on you. Now, for those of you that don't know what a Crucible Knight is, it is a very, very big, very, very bronze, very, very tanky knight that is a menace to you and the rest of society in that game. And there is a place where they throw 2 of them at you at the same time. Horrible. And it literally had me there for hours on end, trying to scurry around both of them just to get them both killed. And even when you take one of them out, it does not guarantee that the fight is going to get any easier, because the second one may just ruin your entire day. And once you lose to that second one, you go back in there, they're both there again. So yeah! If anyone chooses to rage quit Elden Ring, I don't blame you sometimes. I don't blame you. I believe everyone agrees that the double Crucible Knight is a load of bull. You tried gaslighting me believing the day I missed saying happy birthday might have been your B-day, but I did post it on the right day. Yeah, I was hoping that, well, to be fair, yeah, that gaslighting, yeah, sometimes we gaslight, I'm not gonna lie. For joking reasons, of course, nothing serious. Lampy, you keep getting better. Lies and slander, I know you, and what are you talking about? What did I do? Yo, Sylvie, welcome on in. Let's give a shout out to Sylvie. If you haven't checked them out, I highly recommend that you do. I seem to keep missing those streams. Like, I see, like, I might catch one of Sylvie's streams one of these days. But yeah, I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having a good week. And this applies to everybody. How's your weekend? I hope it went well. There's exactly one game I ever rage quit, and it was Elden Ring. After they put you in the world, after the tutorial, the knight on the horse kept killing me. I've yet to re-download the game. Okay, so, Sherbert, two things. One, if you need someone to help you out with the game, we got a few Elden Ring players here. Myself included. 2, okay, this is something that a lot of us know we can do, but just to be safe, like, okay, this is something that I'm pretty sure we all know we can do, but we refuse to do so because ain't no way I'm not dealing with this. You could skip the night. You could actually run past it, like just leave it there for another time. And I think that's what the game expects you to do eventually, is just say, you know what? Fine. You know what? I'll leave this for later. There's so much more of the world to explore. But if you're someone like me, insane, you're probably going to look at it and say, okay, there's so much more of the world to explore, but I ain't leaving until I get rid of this goddamn horse. Because I can definitely tell you, there were several times where I'm just sitting there hours on end trying to take out that horse. Or, you know, trying to take out that knight to no avail, because good lord is that boss fight brutal. But one of these days, and even after many years later, and I know full well that I could just leave that fight for another time, after years of experience, I'm like, you know what? I think I got it this time. Let me try it again. So yeah, I don't blame you. That boss fight, that's a rough one. Also, Father of Cryptids, welcome on in. Thank you for the raid. Let's give a shout out. Let's give a shout out to Cryptids over here. How ya be? I hope things are going well. And everybody stopping by. Wait, hold on a minute. There we go. Let's give a shout out and everybody stopping by. Hi, my name is Lampy, small-time illustrator, football-sized moth. I do a lot of drawing streams, occasional gaming streams, and sometimes some live 2D rigging streams. And today is one of those drawing streams. We're just casually drawing today. We're working on a Yu-Gi-Oh art piece. We're drawing a Berserk Dragon, one of my favorite monsters from the old classic Yu-Gi-Oh series. And with that being said, I hope y'all have a good day. I hope y'all enjoy your stay. And if you gotta take care of things, go take care of those things. Never feel bad about raiding or running, because that's what raids are all about. But if you decide to stick around, I greatly appreciate that. And I hope you enjoy your stay. What were you up to? What were you playing? How did it go? I hope it went well. How was Resident Evil? I hope it was good. Oh, also, let's catch up with some things. Elden Ring, there is no god. True. No, if it can bleed, it can die. Exactly. Like, if you could see its health bar go down, then that means you have a shot, which means you keep on trying and trying and trying, even though it's a hopeless effort. But there's just that inkling feeling in the back of your head, like, I have to kill this thing. Even though I'm not the level for it, even though I don't have the ability for it, even though I don't have the skill for it, I have to kill this thing. It will work eventually. If I bash my head into a wall enough times, that wall will eventually crumble, right? Actually, no. Turns out the first thing that crumbles is your sanity. Let's see. Its health bar moved. It can be killed. Exactly. That's so mean? Wait, what's so mean? Why? What happened? What'd I do? I may start a fresh run when I'm at work. Ah, see, there you go. Oh, Elden Ring. Yeah, Elden Ring. So mean? Yeah. Wait, which one is? What'd I do? What'd I say? Elden Ring is my relax game. True, as crazy as it sounds, after you get used to Elden Ring, after you get used to the brutality that it throws at you, eventually you get to a point. Also, Riker, thank you for the save. I greatly appreciate it. I should do that. Eventually you get to a point where things get a little more chill. You understand how the game works a bit more. So now it's just, you know, casually strolling, killing anything you can, knowing the enemies that you can cheese. Not to mention, Night Rain has also helped me out a lot with that. Like, there's some boss fights where I struggled and was afraid of them. Now I get into those boss fights because of the Night Rain, and now I can just run up to a Crucible Knight. I'm gonna die still, but now I can just run up to a Crucible Knight and not worry as much. I still worry when I see, what's that one thing called? The Grafted Scion, the first boss that you see in the entire game. That one, I still worry whenever I see it pop up. I'm not allowed to quit games. I won't be defeated. Exactly. You just keep on fighting to the very end. I was working all weekend. Sorry to hear that they're spicy. Well, I hope the weekday is easier. I hope it gets simpler. Yeah, I hope it gets simpler over time. That's one thing right there. It's okay. I haven't streamed since that raid, since I got sick this weekend. I appreciate it though. Fair. Also I'm sorry to hear that you got sick. Being sick sucks. I should know. I got sick sometime last month. No, not last month. September. I got sick on September. That was a rough one. I'm not even sure if I got COVID, mostly because I didn't check. All I know is that I just stood in my room. Well, I just lied in bed for several days, hoping and praying to God that eventually the illness goes away. It eventually went away, and no one else got sick for it, so that was a good sign. But yeah, I wasn't sure if it was a fever or if it was COVID, mostly because there was one time where I did try to eat, and good lord, it tasted awful. But that could have just been a flu, I don't know. Or not a flu, but a fever. Who knows? All I know is that I got very, very worried that time when I did try and it tasted like garbage. But I hope you recover soon, or I hope you've already recovered. If not, I hope you recover soon. You got this, I believe. I have never rage quit a game? That's fair, that's fair. I'm trying to think. Have I ever rage quit a game? I'm trying to think. Was there ever a game that was so difficult that I just didn't really care for it and I just dropped it immediately? I feel like it's something that I might have went through once. Just don't know what it could have been. Weekend was tiring. Saturday was a mental break day, as today did laundry, so both mentally and physically exhausted. Ah, fair, fair, fair. Wait, Saturday was a mental break day, as today... Oh, you were mentally broken on Saturday. I thought Saturday was like a mental break day, like, you know what? I'm taking this time to not think, to not care. I'm just gonna sit here and just not think about life. But yeah, let me see. Howdy and good night. All right, you go get that sleep, you go get that rest, and I thank you for the raid. I greatly appreciate it. You go take care now, there, friend. But yeah, I'm sorry to hear that the weekend was rough for you there, Ryu. I hope it gets easier over time. Or I hope the weekend, I hope the weekend is easier at least. Cleaning out a shop, and by shop, I mean like those garages that are completely separate from a house and usually used for maintenance. Wait, a garage that are used for maintenance. Wait, is that like a shed? That might be a shed? Maybe? Maybe. Cleaning out a shed, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, I hope that one... You know what? That's a very productive day, though, nonetheless. Sounds like everybody's having a productive day. Meanwhile, Saturday, I think I just... Oh, what did I do on Saturday? No, for me, Saturday was just a lazy day, because I'd been drawing and working and contacting people left and right that entire week. Saturday was my day. Saturday was a day for me to just not care. And play Night Rain all day. I've only played a little bit of Elden Ring, fought some gargoyles, and then tried to go to a town and died time and time again. Also fair. I'm not going to deny. Okay, I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you're playing Elden Ring, I will tell you this. Or if you're playing any Souls game, any FromSoft game, I will tell you this. Prepare to die a lot. If you think you're bad at the game, that is okay. That is part of the experience. Being bad at the game is part of the experience. Trust me. You don't, as the old saying goes... Okay, let me try to phrase this properly, because we got to be very delicate about this phrase. Because most of the time, the phrase, get good, is usually used as, how do I put it? It's usually used in a way where it's like, not my problem. Also, Gooby Dooby, thank you for the follow. I greatly appreciate it. Welcome to the Moth Crew. I hope you enjoy your stay. By the way, you're lamping now. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. Well, anyway, with that being said, well, not anyway, but yeah, I hope you're having a good day as well. Do not worry. We're trying to catch up with everything. We're slowly but surely working our way there. So if I haven't gotten to your message yet, do not worry. I have not missed it. I have not skipped it. I am currently at the point where right before we gave cryptids a shout out. So we're getting there slowly but surely. The knight looked at you and took that personally. Oh yeah, most definitely. And I don't blame you with the gargoyles. Right, like I was saying earlier about Elden Ring or any of the FromSoft games. The phrase get good, I know that one's usually used in a rather negative way sometimes, but let me put it to you this way. This is one of those games where it's a trial and error. A lot of trial and a lot of error. Think of it kind of like a... How do I put it? Kind of think of it like a... What's the word I'm looking for? Oh, there we go. Kind of think of it like a rhythm game. Except a very unforgiving rhythm game. Like, you only get 1 or 2 chances at making a mistake on the entire song. Think about it like that. You're playing a rhythm game, and you only get 1 or 2 shots. You've messed those up, you gotta do the entire thing all over again. And just replace the music with knights. Or other ghouls and monsters. So, but anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, don't feel bad if the game beats you up multiple times. I can definitely tell you, this game beat me up a lot. Like a whole lot. Like an embarrassing amount of a lot. Because like I said, instead of being smart about it and just walking away from the night and saying, you know what, I can take care of this later. No, I'd sat there for days on end, thinking, this is doable. Sure, I'm only taking 1/4 of his health every time. Every run, I'm only taking 1/4 of his health, but this is doable. I got to 1/4. What's to say I can't get a little further? Just gotta keep on trying. Like, no, I should have given up. I should have just walked away and went somewhere else. But I refused. And even to this day, like, after all the experience of learning how to play this game, and even picking the wizard, which is an easier, or, you know, the intelligence route, picking the wizard, which is an easier route to take. Yeah, no, okay, granted, I was able to still finally defeat that knight on an early part of the run, like literally out the gate, but even then, that part still took several hours. Like, I remember those moments. Having to be absolutely careful, even with range attacks, had to be absolutely careful, had to be absolutely precise, because one minor slip up and that giant golden knight is going to crash into me like it's a truck and I'm supposed to be an isekai protagonist. They are sending me to another world first chance they get. But eventually, with enough dedication, enough stubbornness, and a little bit of stupidity, I eventually managed to beat that knight after several attempts. And that was after getting a lot of experience in the game. So if you end up dying in these games a lot, do not worry about it. Although, if you choose to drop the game, that is also very understandable, because again, these games are brutal. And if you thought that one was bad, we got a couple of duo fights that make you just think, what is wrong with this game? Who designed this? Why on earth did you think this was a good idea? And probably their main idea was, oh, I got an idea. How about we put these two in the same room so the players absolutely lose their marbles. They lose their sanity because they refuse to just accept that maybe I shouldn't go into this room and continue fighting this boss several times. But that's not how FromSoft works. They know full well we're gonna stay. We're gonna stay until someone has to drag us out and put us in the funny room. You know what I'm talking about. Funny room with the padded walls, all of that. FromSoft knows how this is how it works. Alright, we're gonna shotgun through the rest of these. We're gonna get there slowly but surely. I didn't realize the boss they throw at you at the beginning was not supposed to be beaten then. And I got like halfway through it by hitting and dodging for an hour before I finally got sent to the tutorial. Oh yeah. Honestly, fair and understandable. Yeah, that game definitely does that to you. And that ain't even the only one that does that either. There are multiple boss fights where there are multiple FromSoft games where they throw that one boss at you where you think, I think I could take him. I've been steamrolling everything else in this game. I could take this. This is no problem. Yeah, that's what you thought, and that's what they expected you to think. Like how in Dark Souls 1, they throw that Black Knight at you. You've been fighting everything else. You beat that tutorial boss. You beat some of those other boss, or yeah, you beat another boss or close to the area. You've been beating up all these other knights that have been been here and there in the early stages of Dark Souls 1. Then they throw a Black Knight at you. Those knights are not to be messed with. They are not to be trifled with or taken lightly. Those are some mid-game enemies that when you're in the early stages, yeah, the smartest move in the early stages is to walk away. Dodge that thing like the plague, come back later. And it's the same thing with the golden tree, or, you know, with the tree knight, and maybe even one other boss that made a lot of people rage at the very beginning. Because there's this one guy called Margit, something like that. And it turns out, yeah, you might want to walk away from that one for a minute. Come back later. That's another one of those bosses. Funny of you to think FromSoft enjoyers have sanity. That's also true. You make a good point there, Croissant. There is no such thing as sanity when you're playing FromSoft. FromSoft is just teaching you the lessons of life, and if you know the lessons of life, then you know full well you long since lost your marbles. Life took those marbles away from you a long time ago. That's why you know that whoever's playing FromSoft, the chances are that they dealt with life, and so they're just used to this now. Also, Mewa the Fox, thank you for the raid. I greatly appreciate it. Let's give you a shout out. What were you up to? What were you doing? Hope you enjoyed your day. I hope y'all enjoyed today. I hope y'all enjoyed the stream. And I hope you had a lot of fun at your stream. How did it go? And everybody stop my... Hi, my name is Lampy, small-time illustrator, football-sized moth. I do a lot of drawing streams, occasional gaming streams, and sometimes some live 2D rigging streams. And today is one of those drawing streams. We're currently working on a Yu-Gi-Oh! Monster art drawing. It's a casual drawing day today. I hope you all enjoy your day. And if you gotta take care of things, go take care of those things. Never feel bad about raiding a run, because that's what raids are all about. But if you decide to stick around, I greatly appreciate that. I hope you enjoy your stay. Elden Ring... Oh, wait, I missed one part. Oh. Yo, IV, welcome on in. It's second Christmas indeed. We even got a rat. You know it's Christmas when there's a rat. Also, Twitch account. Thank you for the hydrate. Which, by the way, there, Twitch account. I wanted to let you know that the Lampy plushie is on its way. I shipped it out this Friday. I had COVID twice, and it sucked. Yes, I agree. COVID sucks every time. Like, whenever you get it, it's like, I think I'm gonna legit die right now. The week won't get easier mentally. I'm anxious, waiting to see if a waiver for me will... Oh, a waiver for me to join the army this year is approved. Ah, fair. You got this, I believe. I'm wishing you the best of luck. Also, stay safe out there. Elden Ring is my first time ever playing a FromSoft game. Oh, okay, fair. I'm not gonna lie to you, I think that's a good place to start. I personally believe Elden Ring is a good place to start. But at the same time, it might also be a very difficult... It's a mixed bag. I've always said this, that Elden Ring could be one of the easiest games or one of the most difficult games depending on how you play it. If you got a lot of experience in Dark Souls, this is gonna be a rough run. Possibly. Because you might be too set in your ways. And you might want to go in there giant bonk sword in hand and now realize that a lot of these bosses, they are very exploitable with cheese methods. But if you don't go in there with your cheese method, oh, you're gonna have a rough experience. Melania, for example. You could cheese the heck out of Melania. But if you go in there a legit sword versus sword, you're gonna have a bad time. But boy, oh boy, is it gonna be a satisfying experience to finally beat them on a fair... When I say fair, I've used that term loosely, because if you're going in there fair fight, yeah, it's not a fair fight. Melania's got the upper hand. But eventually you'll get there. Eventually. Also, do not worry there, folks. We're slowly but surely trying to catch up with everything. We're getting there little by little. We're getting there. Almost there. All right. I'm glad you recovered from the sickness. That's horrible, and I'm feeling a lot better. I still got a cough, but it's okay. That's good to hear that it's getting better. You're almost out. You're almost in the clear. That's a good sign. I recommend Armored Core games. It's a good break from the slower paced hit and runs. Instead it's go fast as you can and rage. True. Oh, I missed the starting of Lampy Hours. Don't worry there, Tron. You didn't miss much. We've just been yammering on about Elden Ring. I love your model. No, thanks there, Gooby. I greatly appreciate that. I drew and rigged it myself. It was pain. Well, the Moth model was not pain, but a lot of other models that I've drawn and rigged over the years have been pain, let me tell you. An unforgiving rhythm game. So, Osu. Yeah, what's Osu? In my opinion, better to think of it like an NES game with better graphics. There is a reason why why they said NES hard games. I mean, to be true. Although, to be fair, if I'm correct, those games were designed to be difficult, so you couldn't just rent them. You'd have to buy the whole thing, so they don't. So you don't just rent it one time and then just walk away from the game. This way, you have to keep the game. Getting the robot. Speaking of difficulty, hold on a minute. Okay, I got an idea. So one, we're gonna do this. Hold on a minute. We're gonna figure this out. Okay, so one, do that. Do this. There's a reason for that. Switch. And robot. Which, by the way, folks, when I said that some of the rigs were pain, this is the one I was talking about. Full-on robot, full-on flamethrower. By the way, laser beam, look out. So yeah, all of that stuff. Thank you for redeeming getting the robot. Now, which button am I supposed to push? Why is the Lampy Mech all the way down there? Hold on. Nope. Shrink bird. Bird goes there. Lampy Mech. Now, hold on a minute. Not that button. There we go. Movement unlocked. I'm gonna figure this out. There we go. We got the whole mech. We got the whole robot. Hold on a minute. Had to switch things around a little bit. We're getting there slowly but surely. We'll figure this out. There we go. And we're good. Thank you for redeeming the robot. Oh, right. I almost forgot. Hold on a minute. Almost forgot. Show the guns. Yeah. That was a fun part to make. Now, I also got to figure out why on earth pushing just 2 does not work. I'll figure that out later. There we go. Robot mech. What the? Well, that was a weird situation. Whew. Let's see. Evening, Lampy. Yo, Brino, welcome on in. Let's give a shout out to Brino. We're getting there little by little. Gotta give a shout out. Go check out Brino. They play a good variety of games. Really awesome people. Really fun streams over there, too. If I'm correct, are you still playing Alien ISO? I think you might be. In those games, death is the best teacher. Also true. Those games are also very rough. I remember getting stuck for hours on an Armored Core PSP. Oh, Armored Core PSP game, because they don't tell you a particular early mission is only intended for New Game Plus players. Oh, yeah, sounds about right. Yep, that's FromSoft for you. They love doing that sort of thing. Always loved Armored Core. Just go for glass cannon builds and ball. You know what? True. I've only played a little bit of Armored Core 4. I never got to finish that one because, again, I don't know what it is about FromSoft games, but I love them. But I can never finish them because life. Granted, I only started getting into FromSoft games the moment I started having to deal with college and work and whatever this streaming thing is. By the way, for those of you that don't know, college was a long time ago, so in case you're thinking, wow, Lampy does college work and stream? No. Let's see. The health bar moved, it can die. Exactly. We're getting there little by little. Yo, Mua. Welcome on in. How you be? Hope things are going well. I played Tears of the Kingdom. I've been on playthrough... Oh, we gotta snooze those ads. I've been on playthrough for the entire Zelda franchise and a bunch of other retro franchises. Wasn't doing the Zelda ones in order, So Tears of the Kingdom and the original Link's Awakening on Game Boy. Ah, fair. Lurk as I go back to my Lara Croft pixel art. Ah, fair enough. You do your work and you do your art, and I hope it goes well. I hope you have a good day, good night, better tomorrow, and a great week. And I thank you again for the raid. I greatly appreciate it. Marbles mentioned? No marbles. Not yet. Next month. Raiders indeed. Ink pads will be interesting. True. Wait. Pink pads? I don't know what that is. Alright, let's see. Truck sending you to another world called the Afterlife. That's amazing. Those type of games definitely require dedication. They do. And an understanding of when to let go. Like, you gotta know when to hold them and know when to fold them. And when it comes to that night at the very beginning of your first run, it's folding time. It's time to fold and come back later. But the problem is, in a FromSoft game, you don't know which one of these fights you're supposed to just come back later to, and which ones are just difficult because they're just difficult no matter what you do, and you gotta just deal with it. It's hard to tell, especially in Elden Ring. I remember getting stuck for hours in Armored Core. Okay, so I saw that part. Health bar moved, yep. Alright, we're getting there little by little, we're almost there. Alright, Lurk, gotcha. Melania is so cool, and... Oh. And hey, she was relaxing. You walked in to her house, sword in hand. Very true, you're not wrong. Melania's just chilling there, waiting for her brother to come back. For many, many years, you just walk on in like, sup? And obviously, now she has the right of self-defense. And she uses that self-defense very efficiently. Because there's a reason why everyone has heard the phrase, I am Melania, Blade of Mikola, and it became a running gag that you would hear, I am Melania, Blade of Mikola, hundreds of times. Because you're gonna die a lot, and she's gonna say it every time. Yo, as a mech lover, Lampy, stop being cool. Make me. Wait, I'm not cool. Lies and slander, I know you. And I'm glad you like the robot. Oh, wait, okay, if you like the robot, hold on a minute. I haven't even shown another feature of it. Hold up. One, got solar panels. It's got moving solar panels, check that out. Ignore the bird. Two, it doesn't just have wheels. It flies too. Yeah. Had to show that part. Alright, and we're good. Just wanted to show that right quick before we go back. Can you believe that it's been an entire hour and the only thing I did for this drawing was make that one line, or yeah, make a part of Wing. That's art streams for you. I said it before and I'll say it again. If you think you draw slow in art streams, do not worry. That's what art streams are all about. 10% of it is actually drawing. The other 90% is just, you know, hanging out with your chat. Or just yammering on to yourself. Alright, let's see. Dude, I've been saying Lampy is bet. No. Lies and slander, I know you. Also, the gun enjoyer, dual guns. Yeah, dual shotgun. I had to add that to the mech. He drew a mecha. Oh, he drew mecha butt a little while back. Let's not talk about mecha butt. Thank you, Lampy. Yeah, no problem. Let's see. I blame you for this, Lampert, booting up Elden Ring and making a new wretch class to fight the Tree Sentinel. Oh god, you're gonna just go in there with a club? You know what? Best of luck. You got this, I believe there, Kui. Also, Inishi, welcome on in. Wait, did I pronounce that right? Ininishi. Ininishi. I think that's how you pronounce it. Amazing, I love that robot. Thank you, I'm glad that you like it. This one was pain, but it was well worth it. Me go sleep? Oh, me go sleep, boo. Have a good art time. Alright there, Sylvie. Sorry that you have to go to sleep, but best of luck, you got this. And I hope you have a good night, better tomorrow, and a great week. You take care now there, friend. Pink pad was about the suggestion of going to the padded room of the loony bin. Oh, that's what the pink pad was. I remember that Simpsons episode now. Also, ads start in a minute. And I have finally caught up with all of the... I've finally caught up with all the chat messages. We are finally Yeah, we're finally caught up. That means I could get back to the drawing, because I've been looking at this part in particular, and it's been bugging me all day. We're gonna fix that. It's not rounded out like I would like it to be. We're gonna change that right there. And not gonna lie, I kind of want to play Elden Ring again. I kind of want to make a new player or a new character, but I don't want to play Elden Ring just yet because I remember I got to save that for January. I got to save that for January streams because I do want to play Elden Ring again, but I also want to stream it. So I don't so I could give myself a bit of time to catch up to that game, or, you know, like keep it a little fresh again. I'm gonna leave it alone for a minute. I'm gonna come back to it. I'm gonna try to explain all the lore that I possibly can while doing those streams, because I've learned one thing. When it comes to a lot of FromSoft games, a lot of people don't know what's going on, but they just know tough boss fight. And apparently, the last time I played Bloodborne, a lot of people were watching the Bloodborne, and that was the only time they found out about some of the lore, is because I was just gushing about it. I was being a nerd about the Bloodborne story. So yeah, there was that. And I'm gonna try to do the same with Dark Souls, except instead of explaining everything with Dark Souls, I want to discover that, because as crazy as it sounds, as someone who's played Bloodborne, and as someone who's played and beaten Bloodborne and Elden Ring, and has been playing Night Rain religiously, I have never finished Dark Souls. None of them. I've never finished a single one, but I want to. I also barely know anything about Dark Souls, but I want to. And doing this streaming thing finally gives me a proper excuse to just sit down for several, maybe an entire year. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get through the entire Dark Souls 1 through 3, but I want to get through the entire Dark Souls 1 through 3 and just run through them blind. And I'm also going to need to make sure that I have mods, not in-game mods, but like stream mods, moderators. I'm going to need to make sure that I get moderators when I start playing Dark Souls 1 through 3, because I heard that is very similar to how Hollow Knight is in terms of viewers. So I need to keep people, I'm going to need moderators so people shut up during the Dark Souls games. Because I want to make sure that we run into this fresh, and I want to make sure that I run into this blind. Mostly blind. For the most part, I want to make sure that I run into it 70% of it blind. Alright, let me try to catch up some things again. Streamer blaming chat for lack of art progress. You know what? Yeah, sure, why not? Lampy, you are awesome. Lies and slander, I know you. At least from the interactions I've had with you. That's fair, that's fair. Also, still lies and slander, I know you. And thank you. I don't know all the FromSoft games I've played. I literally just skip lore and relish in the murder. That's completely fair, too. I mean, you don't even need the lore to enjoy these games. If you are a masochist, an enjoyer of very difficult boss fights, you're gonna enjoy these games regardless of what the story is. Like, I don't know who you are, and I don't care. Put them up. And then you just pull out the sword. And then you die several times. Or if you're playing what's it called? Armored Core, then you just show up with a mech. And then you die countless numbers of times, and you look at it and say to yourself, I think I could win this. And then you proceed to sit there and die many, many more times for hours on end. Totally not talking about personal experience. Totally not sitting there trying to beat Margit at the time. Totally not sitting there trying to beat up Margit for several hours on hand. Totally not talking about that time that I had to fight Moog in the basement. Oh, in the sewers. Had to fight Moog in the sewers. Also totally not talking about that one time where I had to fight that Omen at the beginning of the sewers. I didn't have to fight him, but I really wanted to beat them up to the point where I didn't have to worry about seeing one of them. Yeah, no, I still worry about it to this point, to this day. Like, the moment I see one of those, I already know full well. Or the one in the sewer, I already know full well. There is a 50-50 shot that I got this. And I like those odds. And then I proceed to flip that coin and see if I survive or not. Obviously, it's 50-50, so sometimes you win some, you lose some. I need to get Dark Souls 1 through 3 and replay them. I agree, you do need to get that. Yo, Brisket, welcome on in. Dark Souls mentioned? I love Dark Souls, so I'm here for it. That's fair, that's fair. But yeah, we're gonna try to play that eventually. But first, #1 game I need to play. Soul Reaver 1 and 2. Because I bought that game a long time ago. I got the remade versions, and I want to see all the differences and changes to that. So we're gonna get there eventually. Maybe next Sunday I'll start playing, yeah, I want to say next Sunday I start playing, what's the game called? Actually, no, not yet. Next Sunday, I talk about Blood Omen, because we got a lot of lore to talk about Blood Omen before we get into Soul Reaver, because, I mean, granted, you can still play Soul Reaver without knowing about Blood Omen, but Blood Omen has a lot of stuff, or Soul Reaver has a lot of things that if you didn't play Blood Omen, it kind of goes over your head. Like, who on earth is Malik and why do I care? Why is Mobius so important? Why is Raziel talking about Mobius? All of that sort of stuff. What is this, like, why is this ghost lady so important? Like, why do I gotta care? But if you watch, if you've played or at least watched the videos of the cutscenes of Blood Omen, then you look at these characters and realize, oh, now I understand who you are. Now I get it. Now I know why they talk about Mortanius, because I'll be honest, I played one of those games and I heard the character. I saw the character Mortanius, and then I never see him again in one of those games, and I'm thinking, who was that guy? Who was that guy? Am I supposed to care? Am I supposed to kill him later? Turns out, no, he dies long after. Like, oh, okay. Like, he has a much bigger role in the very first game. So it's like, oh, that's why I never see him again. That's why it felt like his presence in this game was so minute. Because he's not supposed to be important here. He's much more important in a different game. This is a cameo. Ah, I understand. Alright, let's see. I need to get Armored Core still. Same. I want to get Armored Core, but I also want the DLC for Elden Ring. I haven't played the DLC yet, and I want to play that DLC yet. Alright, I want to play that DLC, and I know full well I'm gonna die miserably. Moderator, you say? Yes. Not right now, but eventually. I will only provide information when asked. All right, sounds good, and thank you for the consideration there, Brisket. I greatly appreciate that. I can help you out if it's late night on my off days. All right, sounds fair. I was thinking of Sunday, so I don't know if that's an off day or not. Let's see, Dark Souls 2 is my favorite because of a reused asset used in 2. People who play know what it is. I'm gonna need to find out what that reused asset is in the future. Lampy calling me out? I'm calling out every Souls player, let's be honest. You do that? Yeah. I ain't no masochist, but I'm just naturally gifted at going fast. My first run of Armored Core 4, I only died 12 times. Really? Not gonna lie, that's pretty impressive. Gun, thank you for redeeming Gun. And welcome on in there, Corgis. How you be? I hope you're having a good day there, buddy. Croissant avoided the trees on Armored Core. There are trees in Armored Core? This is how you know I haven't played it enough times. All the Souls-like, I've died too much. You know what? That's honestly fair. If you've died too much, you're playing the game properly. I think. Maybe? Going to trees is wrong. Oh, going into trees is wrong. Wait, why? What's going on with the trees? Tree? I only went into a tree once. Oh, Quee's doing the thing again. Understandable. The others was potholes and a tire wall. Jesus, how many things did you crash into this? Well, I guess that's the answer. A total of 3 times? Fair enough, fair enough. That's once more. Fair enough, fair enough. All right, let's see. But I was also racing all 3 times. Fair enough. Also, let's see. Shoot, I haven't even finished the base game Elden Ring. Also fair, because again, I've also learned that I know a few friends that also gave up on Elden Ring, not because it was difficult, but because it was large. There's a joke in there somewhere, but I'm going to leave that alone. But yeah, because the map was too big and it was just too open world, that they decided, nah, it ain't for me. And I can understand that. I can respect that. Like, if the gameplay just isn't your cup of tea, that's completely fair. I know a lot of people that aren't too keen on open world games. I myself am sometimes one of them. Like, I struggled with, not so much struggled, but okay, this is gonna sound blasphemous, especially because of one of the videos that I have in this channel, but I couldn't really get into Skyrim. Although, to be fair, that's less of the open world part and more so that it was just a never-ending line of quests. And I know that's a good thing. That's a good sign for certain games, but for me, I was like, too many quests. And every time I get rid of one quest, 4 more take their place. It feels like I'm just adding more to the pile. It feels like I'm getting nothing done. This feels like a Sisyphean task. I'm not a fan. So I left Skyrim alone. Simply because of that. I work, but I'll provide an assistant. Or assistance. I thank you for that there, Quee. I greatly appreciate that. Right, doesn't... Okay, so Croissant and Quee are having an argument between each other about crashing into trees. Gotcha. I'm good. Just got done playing some Arc Raiders. I've been hearing Arc Raiders a lot. What is that? Also, let's give a shout out to... Let me see. Echo Corgis. I'm too used to putting Mio Corgis, and I realized, wait, that's the wrong name now. Go check out Echo. They play a good variety of games. Oh yeah, let's also give a shout out to Anishi. Anishi. Go check them both out. Go support them. All that good stuff. All right, let's see. How is Arc Raiders so far? That's a good question. What is Arc Raiders? How does it work? I haven't given up on Elden Ring. I'd just be playing other games and such too. Also fair, also reasonable. You got this. You'll eventually get to the end of Elden Ring there, Brisket. You got this, I believe. You'll whoop them. Whoop them good. You got this. Thank you for the shout out. Yeah, no problem. It's a loot goblin game. That's all I needed to hear. Always a fan of loot goblining. Although, I will also say funny thing. I'm gonna go back to Elden Ring on this one. Funny thing about Elden Ring. Loot goblining, as much as I hate to say it, loot goblining in Elden Ring just doesn't feel as satisfying. You know? I don't know if this is just me, but you see those big, bright items on the ground, you pick it up, and then you just find out it's just some random, item. Not even a weapon, not even a tool, it's just a literal item, like a consumable. And when I see that it's just a consumable, I'm like, oh. Okay. I suppose it's... I suppose. Yeah. I mean, maybe I'll use it someday. Maybe. You know what? Okay. Yeah. And then you get to other places where you just beat up a boss and then they drop an item like, this is what I've been wanting. This is what I've been needing. All I had to do was beat up a death bird. Okay, you know what? Now I know what I need to do. I just need to run out there. Okay, that's not entirely true. Sometimes you have to find, or there are certain spells out in the world and certain shields out in the world where you have to pick them up, like you pick up those consumables, and that's what keeps you loot goblining. That's what keeps you loot goblining at the end of the day, because I've found a very, very helpful shield just by running around the place. Like, giant shield helps me have health regen. Not a lot of health regen, but a lot of health regen. I run to this one area. That gives you an article of clothing, an article of armor that heals your allies and your summons. On the side, you know what? This works. I got a dumb build that I want to try now. And because of those items that you just find on the ground, it keeps me running to every item, even if it's just a mundane consumable. But I won't deny, it is still very unsatisfying to find an item, find it big, bright, and shiny, you run up to it, and you get like a bolus or something. You just get like some pellets. Like, oh, okay, so this helps me resist... This helps me resist, Death Blight. Or Blood Loss. Or Frenzy. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, I suppose I could use this eventually, at some point, maybe. I'm not going to use this. Or, oh, it's just okay. I guess for me, this is one of those situations like, oh, it's an arc rune. Like, oh, I mean, I guess these things are limited resources. Are finite resources, so, you know, getting an arc rune, I guess that's very valuable. I mean, I guess, you know, you get to use the Elden runes that you be getting from these demigods, so, you know, it gives you a major buff for the next boss fight. Yeah, I suppose. I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess it's, yeah, no, this is helpful. Yeah, this is I'm totally going to use this someday. So, fun fact, that finite resource at the end of the game, I still had like 300 of those at the end of the run because I never used them. I'm not, okay. How do I put it? We all know this one person that plays a game and knows they have a finite resource, so they hold on to that until they know that they can feel comfortable using it. Like, I'm gonna use this someday. I don't want to use it right now, because I might be wasting it at this moment. I don't want to throw it away. I don't want to waste it just for this one boss. This ain't the right time. I'll know when the right time is. The right time never happens. Final boss fight, end of the run, end of the game, and I'm still looking at those items like, nah. It's not the right time yet. Yet. When is the right time? This is the only fight you have left. If this ain't the right time, when is the right time? Yeah, see, so that's the neat part. There is no right time. Never happening. That's how I ended the run with 300 of those things. Or 100 of those things? I don't remember. It was a lot of them. That's all I will tell you, is that it's a finite resource, and because of that, I never used them. They're still sitting there to this day, not once used. Because someday I'm gonna need them. That's what I like to tell myself, at least. That's what I like to tell myself at the very least. Is that I'm gonna need it someday. And I'm pretty sure that people would be absolutely yelling at me if they saw me do that sort of thing. Like, Lampy, just use the rune. I'm saving it. For what? For what? 2030? You saving it for retirement? Maybe. You don't know. Alright, let's see. That was me with the Souls likes, but for that matter, I also just don't care to pick up new stuff until my build is literally useless. Also fair. Understandable. Like, I mean, if you already got a build that's working, if it ain't broke, why fix it? Although, to be fair, I will also say that there are some times where if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but it's always fun to experiment. Like, if there's a new weapon, like, okay, I don't know what this does, but let me find out. You see what the moves do? Like, alright, I kind of like how this looks. Now let me actually try this in an actual fight. Let me see how this works. Let me try this. Okay, I died miserably. I don't know if that's the fault of the game or the fault of me, but I'm just going back to my tried and true. Just going to go back to laser beam from afar. If it makes you feel any better, I stepped away from laser beam from afar. That's how I played it the first time. Now I run in there with shield and axe. And let me tell you, these boss fights have been brutal going in their shield and axe. But it's been a lot more fun. When in doubt, club them. Yes. Oh, Elden Ring is not a loot goblin game. It's a murder gremlin game. True, true. You're not there for the loot. You're there to kill everything in sight. You see an enemy, it's on sight. You go, you get them. Demigod looks more like a giant target. Giant space slug. It's time to go fishing. Because it's time to hunt that sucker down. Giant snakes. This oddly reminded me of Bloodborne all over again. I'm not a fan. Okay, when I say I'm not a fan, I will tell you this. I don't know about anyone else, but for those of you who've played Bloodborne, I don't know what it is about the Forbidden Woods, but for some reason, I just honestly, whenever I get to the Forbidden Woods, I just want that sequence to be over already. I don't know why. Like, it's not even a bad place. Okay, it's a pretty... It takes forever. I feel like that's the reason why I'm not a fan of the Forbidden Woods, is because it overstays its welcome for me personally. Like, I'm there for too long. Stage 1, you're dealing with all the grunts. Stage 2, you're dealing with all the snakes. Stage 3, you're dealing with all the snake men. And then you finally get to the boss. And now I'm just sitting here like, okay. Are we done yet? Is that an alien? Okay, now that I just saw something freaky, are we done yet? And that was my experience with Bloodborne. Or at least the Forbidden Woods the first time around. Like, hold on a minute, is that an alien? Indeed, that was an alien. And now that I think about it, considering where you find the Forbidden Woods and what the Forbidden Woods leads you to, makes me wonder, who were those people and how did they escape the... What's it called? How did they escape that medical center? I don't know the exact wording for it, but y'all, for those of you who played Bloodborne, you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. That one lady where you send the people to, and when you send them there, turns out you didn't send them there for sanctuary. It turns out you accidentally sent them there because they're going to be experimented on and turned into aliens. That you're going to turn them into slugs. Or not slugs, but you're going to turn them into eldritch abominations. But from there, you also find an area where, you know, they're just out in the open. Yeah, you just find an area where they're out in the open, and I am convinced that they came from that medical center. Because they are oddly close together. That's how you find out the gruesome secret. And that's also where you find your first aliens. So I am convinced they came from that center. And they either were dropped off there, or they escaped somehow, or they wandered off. I'm not too 100% on the idea that they wandered off either, though. Because he seems oddly obsessed with those things. How'd she manage to get them to wander off? Unless they were, you know, Yosefka's clinic. That's the one. Thank you there, Gooby. Yeah, Yosefka's clinic. That's the word. Watching, you know, those aliens come from, or yeah, you see those aliens in her clinic, and you see them in the Forbidden Woods, and you can reach the inside of her clinic through the Forbidden Woods. Therefore, I'm assuming that those things were from the clinic. I just don't know how they got there. I know they're from the clinic, I just can't find out how to prove it. This is where the Dexter meme pops up. Alright, let me catch up with things. Lampy is a treasure hoarder. I indeed am. Like, if I can hold on to an item, I'm gonna hold on to that item for dear life. Unless it's the Master Ball. Then I'm gonna throw it at... Well, yeah, I'm also gonna save the Master Ball until I see Mewtwo. Then I throw it. Once I see Mewtwo in the game, boom. It's time for Master Ball. Any other Pokemon? Nah, not yet. But if Mewtwo's not in the game, then I don't use it. That's not true. The moment I see the level 70 Pokemon, you know the one, the post-game Pokemon, that is when I throw the Master Ball. Like, this could be an epic moment. This could be an epic final battle. Legendary Pokemon, level 70 versus your entire team. Weaken it to the point where you can start throwing Pokeballs at it and have that battle of attrition. And then have that satisfying moment of finally catching that Pokemon. Or throw that entire sequence away with a single Master Ball. I know my choice. I regret nothing. Whew. That was me with all the Souls likes. But for that matter, I also don't care to pick... Oh, right, I saw that one. Lampy is a treasure hoarder, indeed. Fairy jars in Zelda. That too. Okay, to be fair, the jars in Zelda, like... I mean, yeah. When in doubt, club them. Attaboy Lampy, gotta get up and personal with your murder 'em. Yes, I'm gonna use both methods honestly. If I get the chance, I'm gonna laser beam them like crazy. If I get a chance, but after a while, you know, laser beaming them gets a little tiresome. I'm not just gonna laser beam them every run. That's when it's time to try a new method. That's when it's time to play the game up a little bit. You know what's funny? I don't think I've ever really used a lot of blood loss in Elden Ring until Night Rain showed up, and now I started using blood loss a lot more. I always felt like, blood loss, it feels a little cheap. I'm okay with blood loss. I'll leave that there. It does a lot of damage, don't get me wrong. It's a really, really good, effective way to beat these bosses, but it feels a little cheap. Meanwhile, I'm using the laser beam from the Frenzied Flame laser, so I ain't one to talk. I ain't one to judge. I just wasn't a fan of it. Then I played Night Rain, and now, next time I play Elden Ring, I'm gonna toss that blood loss in there, because that looks pretty cool. And I see how much damage it's doing, and I'm gonna need that for Melania. And Radon. I haven't gotten to the DLC yet, but I know Radon is worse than Melania, so I'm gonna need that for that. Yo, Monster, welcome on in, welcome on in. How you be? I hope you're having a good day there, buddy. I just realized I said welcome on in twice. Don't worry about it, but I hope you're having a good day there, buddy. I wanted to play Bloodborne, but I didn't want a PlayStation. That is honestly fair. I don't blame you there, Monster. That's the part that is really irritating about Bloodborne. That is one of the many flaws. Okay, when I say many flaws, I don't mean it as in this game sucks. Because Bloodborne is one of my favorite ones. You want to know how much I like Bloodborne? I'm going to show you. Also, how long have I been in the match? 37 minutes? Okay, hold on a minute. It is time to switch back. Where's the bird? Wrong one. I keep pushing the wrong button. Let me switch this out. Give it a minute. There we go. And we're back. Anyway, how much of a fan am I of Bloodborne? I'm gonna show you right now. I was so much of a fan of Bloodborne that for the Bloodborne streams, I even made my own saw blade for that, just for those runs in particular. And yes, it did have the animation that you would expect. Which, by the way, folks, if you like this here, what's it called? If you like the saw blade over here, you can actually get it on the coffee page, absolutely free. You can either get a PNG of it, or you could get the actual live 2D model that flips open. I feel bad that, okay, to be fair, I was still early on in live 2D, so I didn't add sparks. But I've honestly, now that I'm looking back on it, I would really like to add updates to it where it has sparks when it flips open and closes. But yeah, if you ever wanted a saw blade, saw cleaver, that's the word. I don't know why I kept calling it saw blade, it's saw cleaver. Anyway, if you wanted a saw cleaver of your very own, you can pick one up on the Etsy page. Or not the Etsy page, the coffee page. Just put !KOFI. You can find that and the Bloodborne mask and hat for no cost at all. There you go. Yes, we had to do another shameless self-promotion. Alright, let's see. Big Bloodborne fan? Welcome on in there, Gooby. You're gonna enjoy it here. We talk about Bloodborne, we talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! Sometimes Elden... Okay, a lot of Elden Ring. But yeah, if you're a fan of Bloodborne, you're welcome on in here. I sometimes talk about Bloodborne, and I talk about that one in nauseam sometimes. Now, mate, stock up on regular Pokeballs and use those on it. Oh, God. Regular Pokeballs against Mewtwo. That is... There's something that just pains me thinking about that. Oh, yeah, we also have a Bloodborne emote. Lampy Hunter. Or I forgot what I called it. Lampy Hunt. Yeah, that's the one. I love Yu-Gi-Oh!, Elden Ring, and Bloodborne, and more. Then you're in the right place, because as a matter of fact, you might recognize this monster. I don't know, maybe. This is a really, really old monster. Also, we took some liberties with the hair. But yeah, we're currently drawing a Yu-Gi-Oh! Monster, as a matter of fact. I'm drawing one of my personal favorite monsters. Also, Fortune, welcome on in. How you be? I hope you're having a good day there, buddy. I hope things are going well. I hope things are good. Lampy and a Mecha Moth. Since I saw it before, and the driving emote looks great. Yo, thanks. I'm glad that you like the driving model. This was a lot of fun to make, and that's also why I'm promoting this, because I want to make more. I'm also planning on doing a giveaway in the future, in the near future, so I could have a third one to showcase that, and I feel like it's good promotion to do a giveaway, because I know people really like giveaways, and they also like adding their characters to models and tossing their PNGs into posts. So that might be a really good option right there. Just to give people the opportunity, like, hey, you want a live 2D model? Post your PNG in the comments, and you might get yourself a drive. Only time will tell. We'll see who gets that drive model. Alright, let me catch up with something. There's Lampy with the crow. Indeed. And the dust bunny. It kind of reminds me of Red Eyes. Oh, let's see. It kind of reminds me of Red Eyes, but I don't think it is. It's not, but you're honestly very, very close on the design because, not gonna lie, it does look like a giant Red Eyes Black Dragon when you really think about it. It's dark, it's skeletal, its eye is kind of red. And I'm not gonna lie, when you look at the design of the monster, it kind of looks like Red Eyes. The only thing that differentiates this and lets you know full well it's not a Red Eyes Black Dragon is one, it's got hair, and two, it doesn't have a big old beak. And let's be honest, Red Eyes Black Dragon looks like a giant bird. But yeah, we're currently working on the Berserk Dragon. I saw it in a filler episode or a filler season in Yu-Gi-Oh! A long time ago, and I was like, I don't know when, and I don't know how, but when that card comes out, I want it. I want that freaking card. You better believe it. First chance I get, I am getting that card. That card wasn't that great, but it was fun to me, and that's all that mattered. It was fun to me, and the card looked amazing. And when I was able to summon it, it was a very satisfying experience. Even if it relatively died most of the time, it was still one of my monsters. It was still one of my favorite cards. And it was still a lot of fun playing it. When I did win with it, oh, that was even sweeter. So, yeah, I was definitely going to take the opportunity. Even if it wasn't the best of options. Even if there were better choices. Like, well, I was going to say like Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning, but that thing was banned for a good while, and when it wasn't banned, it was very expensive, so I had no chance of getting that card. I also like the fact that when it first got unbanned, I legit thought Envoy of the Beginning, that card from ages ago, it's probably not going to see a lot of play. It'll be fine. Yeah, no, when it came back, it was still making the rounds. It's not making those rounds anymore, but when it did come back, it was definitely brutal. It was definitely a menace. Yo, Nazcat, welcome on in. How you be? I hope you're having a good day there, buddy. Lampy likes Yu-Gi-Oh? That's news to me. Yeah, shut up. Also, Genie Problem, look, welcome on in. How you be? Also, Brina, thank you for the stretch. Let's give a shout out to Nazcat. Mewtwo has a catch rate of 3. For context, Caterpie has a catch rate of 225 or 255. Yeah, see, that's why. Also, I remember I decided to challenge myself and try to catch a Mewtwo without the Master Ball. I was there forever. I was there for God knows how long. Because I remember that day, I was also very scared because have you tried? Have you ever tried to catch Mewtwo on a Game Boy that requires battery? Only to realize that your batteries are not full powered. Like, you've been using those batteries for a while now, and when trying to catch that Mewtwo, you start to realize, oh, your batteries are dying because you didn't put in a fresh pair. Oh god. That is some of the worst experiences, to be playing a Pokemon game, trying to catch a legendary Pokemon, only to realize that that light on your Game Boy system is going red. Which means you have limited time, and you better pray to God that 1, you catch the Pokemon, and 2, you're able to save before that battery dies. Now you're on a real clock. It's your Karibo? Yeah. Wait, what's my Karibo? Berserk Dragon or... Yeah, honestly... Oh my god, speaking of Karibo and Berserk Dragon, I've said this story before, but yeah, did you know that there was a time where I summoned 2 Berserk Dragons on the field? My opponent had nothing. I attacked with both of them, and if both attacks got through, it would have been game, but a Karibo stopped me. And then they proceeded to wipe out my field with Lightning Vortex, and I couldn't come back from that duel, so I lost because of a freaking Karibo. Karibo, you... Okay, I was gonna say, Karibo, you suck sometimes, but I know someone in here who's called Karibo Lord, and I don't want to just say that, because they might take it out of They might hear that out of context and just be like, what did I do? Oh, I haven't seen that monster before, but it looks like Red Eyes. It really does. It really, really does. It's just a giant zombie Red Eyes before Red Eyes Zombie Dragon came out. But yeah, this one was a monster that was in the Noah arc? The Noah season? The Virtual World season? Where they had to fight Noah? Let's see. Thank you for the shout out. Yeah, no problem. Thank you for stopping by. I greatly appreciate it. My favorite monster is Black Rose Dragon. I remember the days of Black Rose. Did you know that they're making a new Black Rose card? Or I think they already made it. I don't know if it's out yet or if it's coming out, but I know that they're making a new Black Rose Dragon card where it's actually a plant monster. Wait, I think it's a plant. I want to say the new Black Rose Dragon card is a plant. Yeah? Yeah, that one. That one looks like a cool card. I like Black Rose, and I'm glad that they finally started giving upgrades to Black Rose Dragon after all these years. Like, they made... Okay, before that, it was just 2 versions of Black Rose, like a long time ago. It was just regular Black Rose Dragon, and then the manga counterpart of Black Rose Dragon, I forgot what it was called, Moonlight Rose Dragon or something like that. And then it was just those 2 for God knows how long, and then they just gave you a bunch of support cards that let you summon up Black Rose Dragon. But Black Rose Dragon, you know, it was a cool card, and it does nuke the field, but there's only so much you could do with it after a few decades, or not a few decades, after a few years. So when they brought out, I'm gonna keep calling it Blood Rose Dragon. I do not care, because when I hear Ruddy, I know what Ruddy is, and I know it's like an English or British term for blood, but when you compare the word blood to Ruddy, I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm not calling it Ruddy. You can't make... So I keep calling it Blood Rose Dragon because I don't want to call it Ruddy. By the way, if you call it Ruddy, that's okay. Do not let this, do not let my personal opinions change yours. Like, if you like to call it Ruddy Rose Dragon, you keep on calling it Ruddy Rose Dragon. I ain't gonna blame you for it. I ain't gonna judge you for it. But I am gonna look at that name and say, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm not calling it that. Like, what? You're not a fan of Ruddy Rose? I know why they didn't call it Blood Rose for obvious reasons, but yeah, whenever I see Ruddy, I'm like, no, no. So yeah, when they made that one, I liked what they did because it also kind of reminds me of, what's that one monster called? There's this one monster that it reminds me of. It is called... oh, not an exact monster, but a set of monsters. The Majestic Dragons? You know, like Majestic Star Dragon, Majestic Red Dragon, that sort of thing. That's what Blood Rose Dragon reminded me of. It looks like that because of the multiple wings and the fact that it's a level 10. And I think it's got 32 attacks, so yeah, it's kind of similar to those. Yo, Umbra Valor, thank you for the raid. Also, welcome on in there, Endercat. How you be? We're going to catch up with the reading afterwards. Give me 1 second. Let's just, we're going to give a shout out to, why can't I type? There we go. We're going to give a shout out to Umbra, or Umbra Valor. Welcome on in. How you be? I hope you're having a good day there, buddy. I hope you had a good stream. I hope you had a lot of fun. Give us love or give us your knees. Never make me. Potato party. Fair enough. But yeah, I hope you're all having a good day. Also, everybody stopping by. Hi, my name is Lampy, small-time illustrator, full-size moth. I do a lot of drawing streams, occasional gaming streams, and sometimes some live 2D rigging streams. And today is one of those drawing streams. Today we are currently working on Yu-Gi-Oh! Monster art. Today is a chill art day because I didn't really have anything planned for today. So I decided, you know what, we're just going to take a chill art day and just draw some Yu-Gi-Oh! Monster. I hope you all enjoy your day. I hope you all enjoy your stay. If you got to take care of things, go take care of those things. Never feel bad about raiding and running because that's what raids are all about. But if you decide to go around, I greatly appreciate that. I hope you enjoy your stay. And how was the... yeah, how was Final Fantasy? I hope you had a lot of fun. I hope things are going well. Jesus Christ, the moth has a gun? Yup. And it fires. Everybody run for your life? Indeed, always run for your life. Oh, today didn't go so good, but if anyone... oh, let's see. But ask if anyone wants to hear about it. Ah, fair. I'm sorry to hear that today didn't go so well. I hope things get easier over time. You got this, I believe. Because, yeah, that sounds like a rough one right there. Final Fantasy 14 was fun. We did a bunch of treasure dungeons. Who gave this moth a gun? Okay, well, two things. One, that sounds like a cool, chill day. That sounds like a lot of fun right there. I'm glad to hear that you, yeah, I'm glad to hear that you had a good stream there, friend. That's always good to hear. And two, who gave this moth a gun? I said it before and I'll say it again. Nobody gives this moth a gun. In fact, this moth is the arms dealer. And as I always like to say right after I say that, Twitch, this is a joke. For safety reasons, this is a joke. Do not take a lot of the things that I say seriously. Twitch, do not ban me for a dumb joke. Wouldn't be the first time that Twitch bans me for something. It probably won't be the last, and that's what always makes me worried. So yeah, there you go. Alright, let me catch up some things. Yeah, they've made 2 new Rose monsters. Ooh, nice. Oh wait, let me try to catch up. Okay, let me go further back. Okay, thank you for the shout out. Yeah, no problem. Yes, my OG Pokemon game was Pokemon Blue and on the original Game Boy. Same. I had Pokemon Blue, and then I lost that one. Well, actually, it got stolen because, you know, school, or, you know, like childhood years, everybody steals everything from everybody. Haribo lurking in the chat right now like, yeah, exactly. By the way, folks, I always like to say, if I say your name and you're lurking, do not take that as a sign that you have to interact. Do not worry about that. If I say your name, it is mostly based off of, what's the word I'm looking for? A rare circumstance where, you know, it's funny or appropriate to mention you. But do not take this as a sign that you have to interact. If you want to keep on lurking, you keep on lurking. Never feel like you have to, never feel like you're obligated to interact, because you're not. The fact that you're even here in the first place means a lot. Always remember that. But no one is obligated to do anything they're not comfortable with. The only things anyone has to do here is respect the streamer, respect your fellow chatters, and I will do the same to respect you as well. All right, let's see. You activated my trap card. Scrap Iron Scarecrow. Not the Scarecrow. Anything but the Scarecrow. Let me attack, for Christ's sakes. I remember those days of Scrap Iron Scarecrow. Like, I remember back in the day when you're trying to summon up Scrap Iron Scarecrow and you're just trying to attack, and then all of a sudden, like, or, you know, you're trying to attack your opponent directly, and then boom, Scarecrow, like, ah, for crying out loud. Why are there 5 creatures following your head movements? Because there's 5 live 2D models on the screen. Technically 6, because we have the Crow, we have Lampy, we have the Dust Bunny, we have the Rat, and we have the 2 Drive live 2D model example. Which, by the way, folks, if you like the Drive live 2D model, it is available as a commission on the Etsy page where you yourself can get your very own. You could commission me to make your very own your character here Drive model based off of the template, right? Or, yeah, based off of the template that you see. They made 2 new Rose monsters. Rage Rose Witch. There's also the Ruddy Rose, yeah. I did not see the Rage Rose Witch. I have not seen that one yet. But I know that they made a new Black Rose Dragon. Something similar to the previous one, except now it's a plant. How are you doing tonight? So far, so good. Just been working on a lot of stuff. Just been, actually, yeah. How do I put it? I've been working on a few things. I've been working on a few sketches. Been working on some stuff for January. Been working on some stuff for Christmas. I've been working on some stuff, working on some other projects for other people. That also reminds me, I'm gonna be working on a small fire animation this coming month. Or this coming week, actually. This coming Tuesday, I'm gonna start up on a small, simple fire animation. It's gonna be for a card game someone's working on. So, yeah, look forward to that. I just love the Rose Dragons. I also don't blame you on that one. Like, the Rose Dragons are pretty cool. Like, it's a dragon with flower petals for scales. And then there's that one ability that people barely ever use, so when you do throw that one out there, it catches everybody off guard, which is the Rose Restrict effect, which no one ever sees coming, which is really, really hilarious when you do it. For those of you that don't know what the Rose Restrict effect is, okay, actually, let me explain the 2 effects of Black Rose Dragon, the original Black Rose Dragon. Effect number 1, when it's synchro summoned, you can nuke the field. Nuke everything. Effect number 2, which no one ever uses. You can remove from play 1 plant monster from your graveyard, target a monster on your opponent's side of the field, switch its battle position, and I think you switch its attack and defense to 0, or I think you just switch it to attack and then you drop their attack to 0. So then it's an automatic attack directly. So yeah. So there's all of that. All right, let me catch up some things. Also, welcome on in there, Umbra Valor. Call me Dave. Hope you're all having a good day. We're slowly but surely getting through all of this, little by little. Where does the Moth get the guns from? Shh, that's my secret. But let's see. My games have... Oh, the games I have Red, blue, and yellow. Exactly. Yeah. Red, blue, and yellow. Nice. Oh, you still have those? Holy cow, those must be worth money. Those are definitely worth money. Oh, TCG and pinball for OG Game Boy. Those might also be worth money. Like, holy cow, that's a lot. Alright, Lampy, hate to raid and run, but I'm pretty worn out. Haven't slept since yesterday. Jesus. Yeah, nah, no worries about that there, buddy. Always remember, streams are fun, but they also take a lot of energy. You go get that sleep, you go get that rest, and I hope you have a good night, a better tomorrow, and a great week. You take care now there, bro. And I thank you again for the raid. Go get that sleep, because Jesus, 2 days? Yeah, no, go to bed. Go to bed, that's about it. Just go to bed. What does the mech model look like? Okay, to be fair, I showed the mech model not long ago. Wait, what are we talking about? How do we get to the mech? Alright, let's see. And the one we finished. Oh, wait. What's that one about the one we finished? What are we talking about? Also, thank you for redeeming the Mothman. Do not worry there, Quee. Just give me one moment. Fast flutter, fast flutter. Hold on a minute. There we go. Oh, the news Rose Dragon is Bramble Rose Dragon. Oh, fair enough, fair enough. Funny enough, I would not know what the Bramble is. Or I wouldn't know what Bramble meant if I didn't play Bramble of the Mountain King. How often does the bird in... Oh. How often is the bird in 2 forms at once? On purpose. Also true. And to bed... Oh, heading to bed early. Good night, everyone. All right, there, Ryu. You go get that sleep. You go get that rest. And I hope you have a good night, a better tomorrow, and a great week. You take care now there, friend. Let's see. Yeah, like wings? Yeah. But there's too much on the screen. Too many moving things for me. That's fair. That's fair. I'm not changing it. But that's fair. Come on, Lampy. Looks cool with guns. Also true. Exactly. We gotta have the gun. I'm talking about the other models. Also fair. I'm still not changing that. Alright, let's see. Now, let me see. Oh, I wasn't asking to change it? Fair enough, fair enough. Thank you for your understanding, Ed. Alright, let me add... Speaking of which, I apologize, though. We have to add one more because Quee redeemed Mothman. Mothman. There's no need to feel down, I said Mothman. Lift that man off the ground, I said Mothman. Cause you're in a new town and there's folk to be abducted. Thank you for redeeming Mothman. And we're gonna go toss the Mothman over here, which, by the way, if you like the Mothman, you could also find this one on the Etsy page. Or the vgen page. vgen page. At a very, very affordable price. Only $10 for your very own Mothman. You can find him and the rat on the vgen page or the Etsy. Either one of them. Just put exclamation point vgen or exclamation point Etsy, and that'll send you on your way to pick up your very own model if you want it. No pressure, though. Alright. Let's get to the drawing at hand because I have not gotten to the drawing yet. Let me see. Because I want to redo the wing, or the talons, right quick. Actually, okay, so we did that talon. That one looks fine. This part, on the other hand, not too big of a fan of it. So let's clean that up a little bit. Because I want to make it look like a bone-like finger. Like giant bone finger, but not quite what I was looking for. We'll figure it out. Thank you for the save there, Endercat. I greatly appreciate that. But let's see. YMCA, Yokai Moth Creature Association. I like that one. I like that idea for the YMCA. I also feel like that gives an entirely different context to it's fun to stay at the YMCA, because instead of it just being at the... Although, again, I've said it before and I'll say it again, there's some phrases and there are some lines that yokai, I think it's like a Japanese demon or something like that. But yeah, going back to it, what's the word I'm looking for? There's a lot of songs where when you hear them, they kind of didn't age very well. And I think... How do I put it? There's something about the YMCA, like the YMCA song, that could be considered unusual in this day and age, or not so much unusual, but without context, without the proper meaning, just hearing the lyrics by themselves, it could be like, oh, wait, what do you mean by that? I mean, if I last remember, if I'm correct, the people from the village people, what's the word I'm looking for? Were they homosexuals? I don't know. I think they were. I could be wrong. I know it was a running gag, but I don't know if it was actually true or not. I'm taking a wild assumption that, you know, they went to the same ballpark as Freddie Mercury. Which, there's nothing wrong with that, by the way, in case you're wondering. There's nothing wrong with that. And that's not the part that I'm looking at when it comes to the lyrics, where I think, hold on a minute. That part's not it, or that reasoning ain't it. And I know that was basically what it kind of meant, like the possible connotation behind that was just, you know, that. But there's just something about the phrase, or, you know, the phrase YMCA, which stands for Young Men's Something Association. I forgot what the rest of the phrasing is. And that's the part where, you know, hearing it's fun to stay at the YMCA and the rest of the lyrics where it's like, not because of the homosexual connotations, that part's fine. It's the young part that just, when you hear that in this day and age, it's like, and I know that's not the meaning. I know that's not the reason. Young Men's Christian Association? Oh yeah, that was definitely homosexual. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna leave it alone. Yo, Odd Aussie, welcome on in. I hope you're having a good day there, buddy. I hope things are going well. Let's see. They're making like a whole new model based off of a PlayStation game? Wait, are we? Who is? Where? Hi, Lampy. Yo, Odd Aussie, how you be? I hope you're having a good day there, buddy. That doesn't make it better? Wait, which part? Anyway, I haven't heard the YMCA song. Past is just fun to stay at the YMCA. Also true, also fair. Christian association alone can be questionable thing after seeing the love goods in Simpsons. Also true, I forgot about that. Let's see, Young Men's Christian Association. So that's the word. Never mind, fair. Alright, let's see. I love Happy Wings. Thank you, I greatly appreciate that. But yeah, that's why I always looked at the lyrics and I thought, wait, hold on a minute. Like, before, it didn't seem all that bad. But in this day and age, I don't know. Young and Christian just does... Okay, young... Okay, how do I put it? Based off of the scandals, we're not going to get into the detail of the scandals, but if you've lived long enough, you know full well that churches have a bad reputation because of certain scandals. So when you hear Young Men's Christian Association, that's the part where I'm looking at like, I don't know about this YMCA song. I don't know about this right here. Now, I'm not saying they are doing it. It's just the context of the song that just did not age very well, is what I'm saying. That is what I'm trying to say, is that the song context, or, you know, yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, let's drop this conversation. Back to something else. Something a little more lighthearted. We were talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! We're talking about new monsters. And I saw the Pumpkin cards. I want those pumpkin cards. I don't know what they do. I don't know when they're going to come out, but I want those pumpkins. For those of you that don't know, it's a giant zombie pumpkin. Also, ads start in a minute. Also, thank you for the hydrate and the stretch there, Odd Aussie. I greatly appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Don't you love it when you get random subs to channels? Absolutely. Because you just get emotes out of nowhere. You're like, well, I don't know who this streamer is. I don't know what these emotes are. But whoever just dropped this on me, thank you very much. Because, yeah, now you got, now you get free emotes to just throw at people. It's happened to me a good number of times. I'm just looking at like, I don't know who this person is, but I got free emotes. Okay, not exactly free emotes, but you know what I mean. Someone paid for these emotes, but I didn't pay for these emotes, so I got emotes. I got free stuff. I'm gonna exploit this to the best of my ability, because I can't have this go to waste. Unless I don't know what I'm looking at, in which case, like, oh, well, you know what, fair. Is that a giant dinosaur? Is that the blow-up dinosaur right quick? Hold on a minute. No, that's just a 3D dinosaur. I thought that was that Jurassic Park, like, balloon suit that people were wearing for a time. I know that balloon suit was trending for like several years. I don't remember which exact years it was anymore. But I remember there was a time where people were just walking around in a giant balloon dinosaur suit. Those were hilarious times. People still do. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you for the hydrate there, Green. I greatly appreciate that. And there them ads. But yeah, anyway, as I was saying, Legacy of Kain. I think next Sunday, I'm not going to play Soul Reaver yet. But the moment that, what's it called? I feel like the moment that, wait, what am I talking about again? Right. Soul Reaver. I want to play Soul Reaver 1 and 2, but I think this coming Sunday, I'm just going to talk about the story of Legacy of Kain. Then we get into Soul Reaver. Actually, maybe I could just play Soul Reaver 1 on stream. Then I can jump into, or not talk about Soul Reaver, talk about Blood Omen. I'm thinking on Sunday, next Sunday, I'll talk about Blood Omen for like a good hour. And then after I'm done talking about Blood Omen and the whole story of Blood Omen, then I jump into Soul Reaver. Because there's a lot of things in Soul Reaver where it doesn't make a lot of sense and it doesn't sound that important until... what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't sound that important until you actually play. Okay, let me rephrase all of those words. Let me try to think this through again. When it comes to Soul Reaver, you'll see a lot of things that don't sound important, don't seem like they're all that significant, unless you've played Blood Omen. Again, characters like Mobius, stories of Mortanius, many other characters along the way. Who is Malik and why? Who is this guy and why don't I? There's a lot of things I can't really talk about just yet, but yeah, characters like Malik, Mobius, many others along the way. You're like, who are these people and why am I supposed to care? Turns out that they are very important to Blood Omen itself. So you kind of got to know the story of Blood Omen before actually having any reason to care about who these people are. Chug water. I'm gonna show you a little trick. That's that's 4 redeems right there. 1 drink. And I just redeemed I just filled all the hydrate redeems all in 1 drink. Get scammed. I hope you learned your lesson. All right, next step. What I want to do is that we need to add a second wing-like bone structure here, right in this area. Drag this across. And this is also why I never remove the... This is why I never add a cooldown to that redeem. I always like seeing when people try that stunt. Never thought a moth that had a shotgun pointed at me that sells guns would scam me. I know, right? This day is just full of surprises. You never know what to expect. It's always the ones you least expect. Exactly. You never expect that a bug that's always usually talking about. Well, not usually, now that I think about it. Maybe I do need to make more, or maybe I need to play more games that involve heisting. Like Dark Hours. Payday. What's that other one? GTA 5. Maybe I should play GTA 5. I mean, I don't have it, so maybe I can't really play that one. We'll figure that out someday. That's not important at the moment. Like I said, Soul Reaver. I gotta play Soul Reaver. Because I've been wanting to play that one for God knows how long. And I wanted to save that for a stream. Because if it were up to me, I would have played that thing ages ago. But I also want to show this game off on stream. Because this is one of my favorite games that I hope never comes back. As crazy as this sounds, this is a game where I really like Blood Omen. Like Legacy of Kain, that's the one. I really like Legacy of Kain. And I like it so much that I know in this day and age, I do not want it back. I do not want this back at all. I want it to stay the gem that it is, as well as the mess that it is. Because I'm going to be honest with you, it's kind of a mess. And I didn't realize that until someone pointed out the fact that this is a game series where the gameplay mechanics are so inconsistent that you should never try to get comfortable with the actual game mechanics. Because none of them are ever the same. Out of all 5 games, Blood Omen 1 is a top-down... Yeah, it's a top-down strategy game. Well, not exactly strategy, but it's a top-down game. Kind of like a little bit like Legend of Zelda. A little bit. I say that one loosely. Because, well, not exactly Legend of Zelda-esque, but it is kind of there. Where, again, the top-down view, with a bunch of other abilities that you use to beat up the boss, that sort of stuff. Along with that, what's the other word I'm looking for? After Blood Omen 1, you get Soul Reaver 1, which changes the game mechanic entirely, where... What's the word I'm looking for? Where it's no longer top-down, because it's a full third-person 3D game, and it kind of plays similar to... Actually, what's a game that would be similar to Soul Reaver's gameplay? I don't know what game... Does anybody have a good example of what it's similar to? Because I was going to say Banjo-Kazooie, but I'm not exactly sure if that's the right direction either. I mean, it's smooth like those games, but it doesn't exactly play like that. All I know is that the fighting mechanics are a little clunky, but it's a lot more free in comparison to Blood Omen 1. And then you got Soul Reaver 2, where it's somewhat similar to the original Soul Reaver, except now you have a blocking mechanic. Wait, is it similar? I don't want to say the mechanics in Soul Reaver 1 is very similar, like, to Soul Reaver 1. No, wait, Soul Reaver 2. I was going to say, Soul Reaver 2 is very similar to Soul Reaver 1 in terms of gameplay mechanics. And then they throw all of that out the window with Blood Omen 2, where... it feels more... Blood Omen 2 feels more like a Lara Croft game. A Tomb Raider game. that sort of thing. The old classic Tomb Raider games too know that. Except you have a blocking and fighting mechanic. Like a block and attack mechanic. Where you actually lock on to the enemy, and now you and them are stuck in a... Yeah, you're just stuck into a lock-on scene. And then we get immediately to Legacy of Kain Defiance, where you play as Kain and Raziel, and you... How do I put it? It turns into Devil May Cry, or God of War. Take your pick. All the mechanics that it had before, they throw it out the window to become Devil May Cry, or, you know, like one of those beat-em-up games. I was gonna call it shoot-em-up, but I don't know if that's the right term either. Either way, you know what I mean. It takes that crazy route. It goes off the rails on a crazy train. We're also going to bring this wing up a little bit more, because I realized kind of too low. It also makes it kind of short. So let's fix that up a bit. Also, let's see. Moths with guns aimed at me. Oh, slow flutter? Slow flutter it is. Let's see. Moths with guns aimed at me. So trustworthy, you'd think a cult would be following. Whoa, 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 whoa. No cult. No cult. You leave that alone. No cult. I see what you're doing, Spock. I see you. Blood Omen for me was beating the first boss and getting stuck at a door right after and having no way around it. Ah, fair. I haven't played that far into Blood Omen because I didn't have it on the PS2. Or I didn't have a PS2 and I didn't have the game. But I wanted to play Blood Omen 1. It looks like a tricky game. It definitely shows its age. But it looks like a lot of fun. And the story, though barely starting, that's an alright start to a story. Granted, it's got time travel, so you can at least say this, and I said it before and I'll say it again. This is a story, I'm not a fan of time travel, but this is a story that started with time travel. So it's not one of those things where they toss it in to be lazy because they ran out of ideas and they need something to make things impactful, but not too impactful to where it drastically changes everything from this point forward. So time travel. There. This way we get character deaths, and we don't have to commit to said character deaths. So it's fine. Those are some of the laziest things you could do. Same thing with alternate dimensions. Looking at you, Marvel, and DC. And technically, when you think about it, Dragon Ball. And I know there was another story that I'm thinking about where they had time travel and I'm just like, and out the window it went. Like, it was a good run and now they decided, hey, you know what? Let's go with this so we don't have to commit to character. We don't have to commit to drastic changes to the overarching lore. That's not important anymore. At least with Blood Omen, they kind of stick with it. Or Legacy of the Kain, they kind of stick with it. Alright, let me catch up with things. Oh wait, no, I already caught up with that. Alright, we're good. We are in the clear. That means I could go back to the drawing. But yeah, what was I talking about again? Oh yeah, Blood or Legacy of Kain. Yeah, it's gotta be a fun one. So yeah, that's my game plan. Yammer on about Legacy of Kain for at least a good hour or so. And then jump into Soul Reaver. And in that meantime, I might do some drawing as well. Oh yeah, this coming week, it's finally time to print out those 10 Lampy figures and get them ready for December. Because I want to get those like I said, I want those Lampy figures ready for December. So this coming week, I'm gonna start printing them out. I'm gonna start getting them ready for the task at hand. Gonna be a good day right there. Gonna be a busy day, but a good day nonetheless. Also, I am really, really close to finishing off a few emotes. I'm really, really close to that. There's a lot of big ones. Yeah, like I said, there's this big batch of emotes that have a lot of things going on there. Like, about... what's the word I'm looking for? There's at least 8 emotes in total. And 3 of them are animated. One of them should be an easy animation. Actually, 2 of them might be easy animations. There's just one that's going to take quite a bit of time, and that's a giant cannon. So that's going to be a fun one. Why? Because I like drawing cannon. Bugs love cannon. Actually, I don't know if bugs love cannons, but I know I love cannons. There's no denying that. No ifs, ands, or buts here. I know there's another phrase about another group of people that love cannons, but I'm not going to get into that. Bugs love cannons? Noted. Yeah. Alright, let's see. I love moths. They're so cute, especially Atlas moths. Really, any bug that's bigger than normal. You know what? That's also fair. That's also fair. Okay, I was going to mention crustaceans. Because when you think about it, crustaceans are just giant sea bugs. But I know one person that really doesn't like crabs, and that's fair. So I'm not going to talk about crabs. We're going to leave that alone. But I do want to work on it. Oh, right. Also, this coming December, I think, I'm going to try to work on a horse live to the emote. So soon. And then I eventually have to make a crab. Why? Because, I don't know, I just wanted to make a crab. What's wrong with crabs? Nothing's wrong with crabs. It's just that I know someone who really doesn't like crabs. They're just not a fan, and that's completely fair. That's fair. Or, yeah, it's fair and valid. I like crabs. But I know not everyone's gonna like crabs. And that's okay. Well, it's like how I know a lot of people, a lot of things wrong with crabs. Fair. Oh, let's see. Those are also amazing. I love the giant deep sea isopod. Fair enough. Which one's the giant isopod? Oh yeah, the giant isopod is like kind of like a giant sea roly-poly in a way, kind of. Hey, Lampy. Yo, Paragoose, welcome on in. Hope you're having a good day there, buddy. We gotta add a bucket to the screen. We're adding a lot of models. One person actually mentioned this once. I remember somebody mentioning this once where they said eventually there's gonna be a day where I'm gonna have all the models that I've made over the years on the screen, and it's just gonna cover up the entire thing. We might be getting to that day. Yeah, we're getting to that day. Every month, like little by little, we're eventually going to get to that point where there's a model everywhere on the screen, and all you just see is just the entire stream is just Lampy model showcase. Speaking of which, folks, if you like this bucket on the screen, you can find it on the coffee page absolutely free. That's right, you get your very own bucket. It also does flips. It talks with the pail handle. So whenever you talk up and down, blah, 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 the pail actually moves instead. It's also got all that blinking stuff. And yes, someone suggested the inspiration of character from Banjo-Kazooie game. So they went with that road. Also, thank you for the 3-stream streak. Let me see. Yes, it's a Wumbo Roly-Poly. Ah, gotcha. Oh, Jumbo Roly-Poly. Gotcha. You know what? Fair. I don't blame you on that. Like a giant roly-poly? That sounds like a really cool thing. Crabs are scary, but it also tastes great. Also fair. Oh, no Wumbo? What's a Wumbo? Okay, I don't think I've ever heard of Wumbo before. This is a first. Oh, so we're going to try to figure out how we're going to draw this giant hand. Now, fun fact, I'm looking at the skeletal figure, and I know full well that this is an extremely simplified palm, because if you've looked at your skeleton before, or if not, maybe not your skeleton, but if you looked at a skeleton before, you know that there's like 5 little bones, like 5 little nuggets of bones just for your wrist, or just for the bottom half of the palm. Around this area is just like a bunch of little bone-like rocks, just bone-like pebbles, all attached to each other, squares and stuff. And that consists of the bones that make up your, your opposable thumb and your wrist, stuff like that. And that's probably why it always hurts there a lot. Why your wrist hurts like crazy, because it's just all those tiny little bones not working right, possibly scraping against one another. Not a fun experience. So, and I can see why people simplify that part and just say, you know what, we don't need to add all that part, even though technically this part wouldn't really be all that functional without it. Also, technically, the bones should be more something like this, where it's got an extra set of bones and then like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, stuff like that. But sometimes you get lazy, and I don't blame them. I'm gonna be lazy for this one. I know I said, or yeah, there are certain points where I would take some liberties with certain structures. This is not one of them. I'm gonna make it as tried and true to the design as I see over here. And what I see is just this giant piece of bone for the palm. And I am not changing that. I am sticking with it. Because I do not feel like adding all of that. May have went a little too far with that one, so we're going to bring this back. Remove this much here. Zoom out, or yeah, not zoom out, but make this a little bit wider, something along these lines. Right there should be good. And then just connect this. And then erase those excess parts. They're a little too bugged, a little too scuffed out there. Smoothen this a bit. There we go. Let's scroll back up here and do the same for this part. Smoothen that out just a little bit, and we're good. All right, let's see. Mini and Wumbo. Oh, Mini and W, or M is for Mini, W is for Wumbo. Gotcha. What is Wumbo, though? Let's see. Okay, nobody explained Wumbo, so I'm moving on. Moving to the next step. All right, going back to the drawing. We're going to clean this part up a little bit. Add that last part of bone. All right, that should be good. And just connect that line from the index finger to the thumb. And there we go. We got very, very cursed. Oh, wait. Nope, we're not done yet. Gotta add this part, drag it across, and then I gotta add the music back as soon as I finish off this line. There we go. Back to the music. make that run properly. And I also need to go spam somebody right quick. Need to go hit them with their own hydrates because I think it's funny. And done. Okay, back to the drawing at hand. Wumbo is just big. Gotcha. Network isn't liking stream right now, but I'm getting tired, so I'm gonna head to bed. All right there, Goose, you go get that sleep, you go get that rest, and I hope you have a good night, a better tomorrow, and a great week. You take care now there, buddy. Yeah, let's see. It's not a real word, I don't think. At least it wasn't until SpongeBob made it. Ah, gotcha. Okay, so from what I'm hearing is I don't have to know what this word is. Understandable. Have a nice day. Oh yeah, I also forgot. So yesterday, I forgot. I didn't actually bring this part up. I was playing Night Rain with a couple of friends. So I know a few people where they just got into Night Rain as of recently. And we were supposed to play, how do I put it? We played a few times. And the idea was to, since they wanted to play Night Rain, but they didn't have anybody to play with, we were going to play with them. We got a few games the first time around, and we scheduled to play again a couple weeks after the previous time. And instead of it being 2 weeks between the last time, it was literally a whole month. We finally got them to the Night Lord. That was a struggle. We managed to beat it after... Okay, so they were originally playing the tank, but they didn't have a lot of experience with this boss. So, me being a squishy character, them being a tank, and all of us just dying miserably. It was a lot of fun. But we knew we had to change up the tactic. So, that friend decided to play the Wilder, the dude with big sword. Leaving me with the tank. Or giving me the opportunity to play tank role. And boy howdy did we, what's the word I'm looking for? Boy howdy. Once we switched up the tactics, that's when we absolutely destroyed that boss. And then we got to the last remaining bosses, and those ones were okay, except for when we got to the Centaur, because here's the crazy part. We didn't even make it to the Centaur. The reason we didn't make it to the Centaur was because we couldn't even make it past level 9. I don't know what happened in that run. Maybe we were just extremely tired. Maybe that just wasn't the day. But we got to the final, or yeah, we got to the map with the giant alien dude in the wizard city. Noclateo? Naka something? I don't remember. The Shrouded City. Let's just go with that. Let's just call it the Shrouded City. I went to that, or yeah, we got to the Shrouded City, getting ready to beat up the boss, only to realize once we got there that we're only level 9. And it was nearing the end of the night, or nearing the end of that game night, before we have to go fight day 2 boss. And we're just sitting there thinking, we were beating up everything. We were picking up items left and right. We were, just absolutely just dogpiling on bosses. How are we only level 9 at this point? We knew full well, we either have to commit to this boss, or we have to accept that we're going to be level 9. So we committed to that boss. We almost made it. We almost managed to best that one. We all died. We got to level 8, and the circle started closing in, which meant we can't just run back there, pick up our runes, and get back to the, get back to the end of the night to fight the main boss. So we had to accept that we're fighting boss knight number 2 at level 8. Needless to say, we put up a good fight, but we still died miserably. We didn't even make it to night 3 to go fight the actual boss. That was a rough one. I still don't know to this day, what happened. I thought we were doing so well. We were fighting everything. It was a smooth run until we got to that last part and realized we're under-leveled. That's Night Rain for you. Speaking of which, as soon as I'm done with this, I'm gonna go back and play Night Rain. What time is it, by the way? 10? Yeah, I definitely want to go back and play Night Rain. That's always a fun game. And you know what? I might even have a raid target. Or, I know I have a raid target for later. But first, we just gotta finish off these wings. And then I could call it a day from there. I'm also going to look for a different line. This one should be good. Yo, Mothman, welcome on in. Let's give a shout out to Mothman. If you haven't checked them out, I highly recommend that you do. They do a lot of art. They play a good variety of games. And they also do oil paints. Looks really amazing stuff. Like, honestly, like, go check out their work. It looks absolutely phenomenal. It's 1:30 a.m. for me. Fair. That's pretty late. Go to bed. But yeah, how you be there, Mothman? I hope things are going well. I hope things are good. We are currently just drawing Yugioh Monster. Giant skeletal dragon and all that. And we're nearly done with the line art for said skeletal dragon. I finally got the opportunity to come back to this thing. After so many years. It's been a while. And I know there's a song there, but I don't know the rest of the lyrics. But yeah, how you be? Now let me see. Oh, not that part, not that part. Actually, yeah, this part works. We're gonna snag this section. We're gonna add that wing webbing right here. Drag it all the way across from one end to the other. There we go. And not far enough. Let's try that again. Actually gonna start from the bottom and work our way to the top. Like so. Boom. There we go. Now that we got that, let's get that eraser and clean everything up until we get to the part where the wing webbing is actually exposed. And then do the same thing for the other end. Start here, drag all the way up. And this is why we have separate layers. Specifically for these moments. And there we go. Should be all good there. Connect here. And we're all set. Alright, let's see. I'm good. Just having a good night of napping. How about, or how's it going? Nice, nice, nice. Always a good time to have a good nap. Like, if you could get the opportunity to sleep, that's always a good that's always a good thing. As for me, things are going all right. Just, been gotten a lot of work done, been working on some sketches. Oh, actually, hold on, let me show. Okay, we're gonna have to hide Live 2D right quick. Because I want to keep one part of a model under wraps, kind of, but I want to showcase it, but I don't want to show the whole thing just yet. So I'm going to show you what I mean. Let me see. Where is Photoshop? We're going to hide this. So I can go over here. That one and that one. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so I got that one set up, and now we have this one set up. So I've been working a lot of emotes for a commission. I've been working on sketches for someone else's wings. I've been also working on some sketches for the bird's wings. Case in point right here. Been working on this. I have two main plans for this set of wings. I plan on having like the front, the front view where, or you know, the idle view for the wings where they're just standing there like so. And I'm also having the plan of this right here where it's just big old wings out in the open. So this would be the open wing version. Hold on, let me put this at a higher opacity. So yeah, the plan is giant wing version, or not giant wing, but open wing version. And then have the closed wing version where it's a little more like that. I'm still trying to brainstorm the idea though. That's just one of the many ideas. That's just for the bird. There's also the other idea for Lampy, which is, this is as much as I can show. This is as much as I can show for this one. I'm not going to give all the details on this part yet, but I have plans for this, and I think this little symbol already shows full well what I'm planning. And this is going to be for January. But we'll leave that for we'll leave that one for another time. Yo, Windhill, welcome on in. How you be? I hope you're having a good day there, buddy. I hope things are going well. I hope things are good on your end. May I give a suggestion coming from someone with zero experience? What's your suggestion? Yeah, let me hear your suggestion there, Endercat. How's it going there, how's the night? How goes the night, Mr. Moth? So far, the night go pretty well. Been talking about a lot of things. We were talking about a lot of Elden Ring. We were talking about Night Rain. We were talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of Kain. We've been talking about a lot of things. How about yourself? I hope things are good. And we've been working on this Yu-Gi-Oh! Art piece right here. It's nearly finished. Well, the line art is nearly finished. We still got a long ways to go. For example, I still got to draw the tail. Speaking of which, I should do that right now. New layer. We're going to name this one Tail. We're just going to start from there. All right, let me see. Ooh, yeah. I hope you like it. The one with the wings, I'm not 100% convinced on just yet. I'm still brainstorming the wings, because I don't even know if I want it to work like that. But I definitely want the wings to kind of wrap around the figure, wrap around the model. For the bird, anyway. Moth wings wrapping around the character, I don't know if that would work. More importantly, I don't really feel like adding that. Like I said, the Lampy model is alright. The only thing that we could actually do is just add on top of it. Because I don't really see any time of changing Lampy 2.0 yet. Maybe someday I'll change a Lampy 2.0, but I think this one's fine as is. As for everything else, I'm still trying to figure that out. But yeah, like I said, the flamethrower, that one's already set in stone. I just have to rig it and prepare it for January. As for the bird's updated wings, still trying to figure out how I want to go about that. I'll figure something out. Oh god, who's giving the moth a flamethrower? You keep asking these questions as if someone's giving me weapons. We've been through this. Alright, let's see. Wanted to stop by and say hi? Fair enough, fair enough. I hope it's a good busy. I hope it's not a bad busy. You got this, I believe. If it's a live model, it feels like they might be too big for the character as a whole. They might be. That's the other thing I will say, that this is why I was looking at it and thinking, I should probably... That's why I'm still brainstorming it. Like, maybe it's too big. Maybe they're too small. Or, not too small. Maybe they're too big. Because, again, having them on the screen might cover up the artwork. That's why I'm looking at, like, I'm still trying to figure it out. Let's see. Much like a moth is drawn to a flame, I was drawn to the sight of a moth. Yo, welcome on in there, Yoil Berry Eater. Thank you for stopping by. I greatly appreciate it. And I hope you enjoy the stream, and I hope you're having a good weekend. Also, welcome on in there, Baka Water. Let's give a shout out to Baka. If you haven't checked out the Baka Water, I highly recommend that you do. Very funny streams, really hilarious times, and if you're a fan of horror games, that's a good place to go. Really awesome stuff. Also, how was the Grimshire? Grimvale? What was the farming game you were playing? I know that it was going to get dark real fast, but how did the game go? I hope you had a lot of fun with that one there. But yeah, go check out Baka Water. Really awesome people. How could you possibly make a 2.0 version of something that's already perfect? Exactly. Technically 3.0, but yeah, there's nothing we could really do except add a flamethrower. Outside of that, I really wouldn't know what to do to add on top of Lampy. I think this is the apex. Well, I guess give him a mech. But as for redesigning Lampy or updating Lampy's design, yeah, see, that's the thing. There isn't really anything I could really do to update Lampy's design that I really want to do. But it doesn't mean I can't make variations. Like a mech. Or something else that's in mind in the future. Or making other bug variants. I think that's the only road I can really take after that. Like, there's nothing I can really do past this point for Lampy other than variants. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. It's time to make a Hercules Beetle Lampy, which we already drew once, but now it's time to make live 2D models of all the other Lampy variants: Scorpion, Praying Mantis, Bee, Fly, Mosquito, maybe? I don't know. He admits it's a flamethrower. I never denied it. Heck, as a matter of fact, I've been talking about it for months that I want to add a flamethrower to Lampy. It's the other model stuff that I'm keeping hush-hush about. No plot twists yet. It was still cozy and nice. I wonder how long it stays that way, because I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. I want to see how that turns out. Jokes aside, yeah, you're a moth. It's just that simple. Exactly. It's like Pac-Man. After all these years, there isn't really much you could do with Pac-Man. He's keeping Magical Girl Lampy a secret. Are you kidding me? I think the closest to Magical Girl Lampy was the mech. Because once you get that ultimate transformation, I mean, that's about it. Every other ultimate transformation just feels kind of overdone and outdated. You only get one. After that, every other one after that, yeah, you only get one that's meaningful. After that, the rest of them are just kind of, yeah, it happened again. That is why the Lampy mech, that's as close to transformation mode as you're ever going to get, as far as I know. There might be another idea later down in the future, who knows. I don't have any plans for any other big model plans. Or when I say big model plans, I don't mean like, I don't have any plans to make Lampy upgrade any more than I possibly can. I mean, unless I make a Lampy jet. I was gonna say Lampy tank, but that's the thing. The Lampy jet and the Lampy tank, those are basically the mech already. Unless somehow, some way, I find a way to add something to the lore where Lampy steals what are they called? Like a freight? Not a freight. What are those, air carriers? Like jet carrier ships? I think they're just called carrier ships. I don't know. Lampy TIE Fighter? Maybe. Terminator Lampy? Also maybe. A cult member? No. Welcome on in there, Dice. No cult. You should make a Lampy TIE Fighter? No, wait. You should make Lampy comic books. I mean, we're kind of getting there. I already have lore comics over here, which I need to update because there's at least 2 more pages I need to add on top of that. I need to add 2 more lore pages. Or I need to add the 2 more comic pages that are in the Discord. I need to put them on the, I need to put them on that page. Lampy stole my heart, the greatest treasure there is. Fair enough. How much is that worth on the black market? How much are hearts worth on the black market? Let me look this up. Okay, I know this is gonna be something horrible, or I know that there's gonna be an FBI agent looking at this, like, how much are human hearts selling for? Asking for a friend. It is illegal to buy or sell human hearts and other organs in the United States, most other countries under the law of National Organ Transplant Act of 1984. Therefore, there is no legal selling price. However, organ procurement, which covers the expenses of locating, recovering, preserving, and transporting the organ, estimate around $131,500. Oh, wait. Illegal black market. Now we have the other hand on this. If you wanted to sell... Okay. In the illicit global organ market, there is a transaction, or transactions are illegal and dangerous. Price estimates for a human heart vary widely, with reports suggesting prices might range from $119,000 to $650,000 due to high complexity and necessary state-of-the-art facilities for heart transplant. Illegal heart transplants and trafficking are considered rare compared to organs like kidneys. I see. Understandable. So, from what I'm hearing, you can sell someone's heart. Like, if you steal someone's heart, you could sell it for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Understandable. Have a nice day. I know that was supposed to be a charisma check, but unfortunately, you could roll a nat 20 on a charisma check here and still fail. Because I'm immediately going to go to, like, you have stolen my heart. Really? How much is this worth? How much can I make off of this? And I apologize for anyone trying to charisma check here. It will happen again. You could roll a nat 20. You could have the high charisma checks all you want. It's gonna flop. Okay, let's see. Lampy comic book series. Understandable. Have a nice day. I should try setting up a book series. Well, we're almost there. Mine ain't worth much. I don't know. From what it says, yours might be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Not just ADHD question. Also fair. Lampy stole my chips, and I will do so again. However, I love that word. Yeah. That's how you know, like, first we're going to let you know. This is illegal. You shouldn't do this. You cannot legally buy these things. So it's not worth anything because you cannot pick these up. Illegally, however. FBI gonna have a field day? They definitely are. Especially since they now have video proof that I looked this up. Let's see. Illegal, you get paid more. Most definitely. Illegal, but at the same time, from what it says, it's also very difficult because maintaining a human heart outside of the human body is apparently very, very difficult. Really not easy to hold on to like kidneys are, apparently. So, trying to harvest a human heart for resale, you're gonna need some state-of-the-art technology to keep it fresh enough. For kidneys, you just toss it in an ice pack, or you toss it in a cooler. All right. Lampy, is rat kicking the bucket? Yeah, the rat might be kicking the bucket. You know, rats don't live very long. It's like when your grandpa says something like, oh, whoa. Okay, we're leaving that topic on it. We're leaving that topic right where it is. Okay, going to the next one. Thanks, Lampy. Now I have a question. How much would a human brain be worth? That's also a good question. FBI opens doors to moth and trench coats. Oh, door opens to moths and trench coat. Won't do that again. Thank you for your understanding. But yeah, you know, that not just moths in trench coat, Well, actually, yeah, you said moths in trench coat. That means it's more than one moth, so it is 3 moths in a trench coat. So if Lampy's the size of a football, that would have to be about at least 5 moths in a trench coat. Wait, whose kidneys? That's also a good question. Questions we should never ask. But yeah, what was I talking about again? Oh, yeah. What I was talking about was, I want to say 5, maybe 6 Lampies in a trench coat, just to make the trench coat look intimidating. You just see this very overwhelming figure. Actually, knowing how Lampies work, it's probably going to look more like this. Hold on a minute. Let me go get this classic image. Instead of it being like 4 Lampies and, or yeah, 5 or 6 Lampies in a trench coat to look intimidating, they're just going to do this. They're just going to look like that. Shinzo came at the perfect time. They're just gonna dress up like Santa Claus as they're selling organs. Welcome on in there, Shinzo. How you be? Thank you for the raid. I greatly appreciate it. Let's give a shout out to Shinzo. If you haven't checked out Shinzo, I highly recommend that you do. Very, very funny streams, really awesome stuff. I highly recommend checking them out when you get the chance. No, put Lampy in a maid dress. No. We're not doing that. Also, everybody stopping by from Shinzo's stream. Hi, my name is Lampy, small-time illustrator, football-sized moth. I do a lot of drawing streams, occasional gaming streams, and sometimes a live 2D rigging streams. And today is one of those drawing streams. We're currently taking a chill day to draw some Yu-Gi-Oh! Monsters. I hope you all enjoy your day. I hope you all enjoy your stay. And if you gotta take care of things, go take care of those things. You never feel bad about writing and running, because that's what raids are all about. But if you decide to go around, I greatly appreciate that. I hope you enjoy your stay. But yeah, let's see. I'm a bird. No one wants bird organs. You never know. People might want bird organs. I've heard people want to buy livers. I think that question leads to our donation of said organ. Probably. Let's see. But yeah, Shinzo, how was the stream? I hope you had a lot of fun. No selling kids. Okay, that's a pun. We're gonna leave that one alone. All right, let's see. 6 moths, a butterfly, and a cockroach in a fancy Santa costume. I don't know where the cockroach and the butterfly came from, but yeah, sure. If they want to be in the Santa suit, sure, why not? Santa moth steals your snacks. Yes, basically. The Santa moth, yeah, the Santa Lampy, the Lampy Santa Claus, the Lampy Claus. Yeah, you know what? We're just going to call it the Lampy Claus. That one right there consists of like 15 Lampies in a suit. Because you got to fill out the belly, you know? Along with that, they show up in the middle of the night. They steal all of your Christmas presents and they just hoard them. They just hoard them into a little pile. Like a dragon hoarding their gold or whatever else it is. And you also don't want to show up because the Lampy Claus only shows up on Halloween. And on Halloween, they give you candy canes. Well, actually, no, I take it back. They also give you other Christmas presents. Which, by the way, folks, if you want to see more of this comic, you could find... Well, actually, we posted the 2 pages for the comic on the Twitter and the Blue Skies. You could actually find that one out. Or, yeah, you could still find these comics right there. They're not too far away in those ones. We dropped them off on... Or I posted them on Halloween, exactly. So, yeah, there you go. Anyway, we're going to get rid of this one and go back to the dragon. Let's see. Yu-Gi-Oh! Who are we drawing? We're drawing Berserk Dragon, one of my favorite monsters. One of the monsters from way, way back in the day. It was actually used by a bunch of old businessmen in Yu-Gi-Oh! They were called the Big Five. They were Kaiba's old executives before he fired them all because they tried to do a corporate takeover by working with Pegasus. Or they tried to sell the company to Pegasus while Kaiba was in a coma. And presumably dead. Yes, they also tried to kill him off, so yeah, that also didn't work out for them. And then they got stuck in a virtual world when they tried to kill Kaiba again. by pulling the stunt of, what's it called? Basically pulling the Sword Art Online stunt before Sword Art was a thing. They made a game, or they edited Kaiba's game to trap his mind in it. And then Yugi and his friends had to also trap their minds in said game so they could get Kaiba out. And in doing so, those corporate executives also trapped their minds in a game so they could stop Yugi and his friends, and instead they lost and got trapped in the game forever. And if I'm correct, their bodies also got buried. So even if they came back, it's not going to work out very well for them. So they don't actually have bodies of their own anymore. And so in that arc, they decided they're just going to steal Yugi and his friends' bodies. Or Yugi, Kaiba, and their friends' bodies. And in one of those duels, after they managed to steal one of their bodies, they dueled Yugi and Joey. They summoned their 5-headed dragon. That thing died miserably. And in replacement of the 5-headed dragon, this thing popped up. Because they thought they won the duel, they thought they bested the dragon, they thought they dropped their life points to 0, and they did. And then they pulled some sort of bull where apparently they had a new deck master plan, like they don't need life points. So long as they still had their Berserk Dragon, their duels continue. So long as the Berserk Dragon is on the field, they have not died, even if they have 0 life points. Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime is weird. And so Yugi and Joey had to destroy this dragon next. And they managed to do so, obviously, because you know how the series ends. They don't lose to a bunch of dead executives. Especially since it's a filler arc, you know full well they're not going to die in a filler arc. Actually, now that I think about it, is there any character that has died in a filler arc? I wonder. Lampy Claws, no? Yeah, Lampy Claws. Alright, let me catch up some things. Black market, it's priceless. Also true. Stream was fun. Played Arc Raiders. Okay, that's the second time I've heard Arc Raiders. What is Arc Raider? I need to look up what Arc Raiders is. No, wait, I heard it was a loot goblining. It was a loot goblining game. So now I need to find out what on earth is Arc Raider. Someone bought 6 jars of brain tissue for $600, but a full brain has no price. Dang. No one's selling a full brain out there? Interesting. The roach is the tech guy. The butterfly insisted on joining because they had nothing better to do. You know what? Fair. Honestly, understandable. Mothman's trying to eat Kui. Run, Kui, run! Okay, I'm surprised you remember all that lore. I forgot about all that stuff. I'll be honest, when I was a kid, I watched it a lot. And I don't know what it is, but there are certain times where my memory is either garbage, like not being able to remember what happened yesterday, or my memory is almost photogenic. Like that entire fight of Hellsing, or in that fight in Hellsing between Alexander Anderson and Alucard, and how it looked disappointing at first if you were waiting on it episode by episode, which those episodes took forever. I think it was a total of 8 episodes that took a span of like over 10 years to actually get the entire series completed. 8 episodes. Took 10 years, but the animation was amazing. But yeah, I learned that if you want to see the full Alexander Anderson and Alucard fight in a satisfying way, watch the 2 episodes back to back, one immediately after the other. This way it doesn't feel as disappointing, because if you just watch one, like how it originally was done, or you just watch the first episode where they fight it out, which was epic, and then you immediately get to the second half, which actually concludes in the first 10 minutes, maybe even 5, then watching the conclusion seems very, very disappointing because you waited so long just for it to conclude like that, not realizing that you kind of had the entire fight at the beginning. You had the whole thing right there. So yeah, it kind of makes sense that, yeah. Anyway, so that's what I mean. Like, backtracking to the original point, there are some things where I don't remember certain parts, and then there are certain things where I remember them vividly. Also, ads start in 30 seconds. Well, you know, legal or illegal, 20 is a 20. Oh my god. Okay, let's see. Loot Goblin PvP PvE game. It's fun. Community in the community in the game is pretty chill, but there are some players that ruin it for everyone. We spite their existence for it. Overall fun game. Go in, go to town or area, loot, avoid robots, or fight them because robots are a very, very dangerous extract. Ah, gotcha. I need to play this Arc Raiders game. This sounds fun. Team 4-star version of Hellsing is awesome. I agree. Team 4-star Hellsing was fun. And Dragon Ball was also really amazing. I miss those ones. But yeah. I miss, I don't know what Team 4-star is doing anymore, in all honesty. But I haven't kept up with them ever since Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, Mothman. I stopped paying attention there because I know they're not going to sleep, so I'm like, eh. Whenever they say, I'm Eepy, I'm like, Good for you. Because as the old saying goes, if they're not going to listen, there's no point in talking. Although I say that ironically, and yet I continue to tell people save their money, and instead they don't do that part either. So this is what, like I said, this is where it's part where it's like, suppose it just doesn't work. All right, let's see. Let's see. It has in-game VC. So I will say, so far, everyone I chatted with is very nice and chill. We all just want to avoid the machines and loot and survive. It's supposed to be kill on site usually, but the community is like, nah, scratch that. We need to loot. We know who the bigger threat is. Honestly, fair. You know what? If the most important thing is the looting, then yeah, I can see why, that's the other funny part. They say there's no honor amongst thieves, but apparently in video games, like, let's put killing aside, let's just loot and not die to robots. And I think that's really awesome. I think that's really cool that the game just went in that direction. Let's see. Sleep is fun, but we cannot think. Nah, no cult, no. Yeah, no cult. I see you. We don't need no cult. Also, RIP to one of the crows. Apparently, they're losing their kidneys. Let's see. Things we do for a slice of bread. Also fair, honestly. Why would chat obey Lampy? Yeah, exactly. That's why I stopped talking. I will tell you now, the robots can and will hurt you real bad. Do you think the player's a problem? How about a flying robot called a Rocketeer, aka these rockets are rated E for everyone? Oh. You know what? Understandable. You know what? I could see why the rest of the community in that game would just be like, yeah, nah, let's just not get killed by robots. Let's not get the rated E for everyone robot rockets pointed in our direction, and we'll all be safe. We'll all be fine. Honestly, fair. All right, so we got that part. Now all we need to do is start adding these things to the tail. We need to start adding these spikes. And for certain parts of the tail, I might not even keep it that way. Well, actually, no, I'm going to keep the spikes, but what I mean is I might shorten them a bit. No, not shorten. I might not add all the detail because, you know, it's going to be off in the distance, shrouded in shadow. So we might even have to worry about all of the shadow or, you know, making pristine, precise details, which I'm also not going to lie. I feel like I may have overdone it with the wings here. The reason I say that is because chances are most of these wings are going to be casted in shadow. So you're not even going to see that stuff. Oh, wrong one. You're not even going to see this stuff. It's going to be so shrouded that you're not going to be able to notice it anyway. But yeah, let's see. It takes about 5 to 15 minutes to kill one as a duo, assuming you don't die first. Oh, yeah, that sounds like a lot of time just for fighting a robot. Lampy, shoddy, rated E for everyone too. Also true. Like anyone ever shows up like, wait, why does the moth have a gun? You're asking too many questions, friend. You're asking too many questions. Usually you die first. You choose to fight one. If not prepared, there's a bigger one called the Mother. That... Okay, I will say this. If there's ever a robot called the Mother, you know full well you're in danger. You have either made it to the very end, you made it to where the robots are made, or you made it to the final robot. You made it to the big one. You made it to the robot that the mother of all robots. Either way, you're going to have a bad time. Because you're either going to deal with an absolute juggernaut, ziggurat, if you will, of a robot, or you're going to deal with a swarm. Either way, you're going to have a bad time. That is what I've learned when it comes to any robot called the Mother. Also, let me see. Going back to that one. From what I hear, it takes about a whole lobby to come together to kill it. Yeah, I can imagine. Like I said, like that one sounds like an absolute juggernaut of a robot. But the only thing that could really be said is best of luck. Best of luck. Probably gonna die. Alright, that should be the talent, or yeah, that should be the spikes right there. So now we're going to go to this section, go back to the tail. Where'd I put the tail? Are you the tail? You're the tail. Okay, let's go back to this part of the tail. And I also need to see something about this tail as well. How many features do we... Oh god, it's bone structured. Okay. So... we gotta make multiple. We gotta work on some multiple parts here. Thank you for the save there, Ender. End boss level robot? Probably. That sounds like a boss end level robot. Just want a knife? Oh, I just want a knife. Me too, me too. I want a crossbow. I need to play Elden Ring Night Rain later. Okay, we're actually not going to put the bone structure detail in the back because, well, like I said, it's going to be shrouded in shadow. We don't need to worry about that part. But here we're going to need to add that bone structure. So, here we go. As much as I'm not a fan of adding the bone structure here, gotta make sure we add that bone structure. We gotta give it that skeletal spine look. to the best of our ability. Let's start at the bottom first. Add a little bit of a ridge there to show bone structure. Actually, let's try that again. We'll figure it out. Figure it out. We'll stop there. Go to the bottom half here. Drag that across. And line those up. Like so. Boom. Hey, you know what? We can even get rid of a little bit here. Then add that little ridge up top. Like so. And right there is good. Okay, let me see. All right there, Endercat, you go get that sleep, and I thank you for stopping by, and I hope you have a good night, a better tomorrow, and a great week. You take care now there, friend. Lampy, after drawing this tail, yeah, honestly, that's how it's going to feel at the end of drawing this tail. So I should be doing some Night Rain on Tuesday. Night Rain, let's go. Okay, so Night Rain Tuesday, got it. I'm not gonna lie, I've been playing too much Night Rain. Is that gonna change? Absolutely not. But it's something that I must acknowledge, that I am playing too much Night Rain. I'm going to try to simplify this to the best of my ability, but I know that's not going to 100% yet. Nope, we still got a long ways to go. Okay. That's why I was looking at this here, like, you know what? Maybe we could simplify it. Maybe make these parts a little bit longer. You know what? These seem like pretty big parts. Maybe this will be fine. And then I look at the rest of it, like, yeah, no. No, we're going to be here a while. Going to be here a good while. Yeah. Yeah, there's no coming back from that one. I'm going to try and stream Monday through Thursday, and I'm going to make Mondays my crochet days, and Wednesdays my Claire Obscure days for now. That's honestly fair. That is fair and reasonable. Oh, let's see. Mondays through Thursdays, so Monday crochet, Wednesdays Expedition 33. Nice. You got this, I believe. Also, don't burn yourself out too much. I have learned from experience that streams are fun. And like I said, they also take a lot of energy. Like, even today, I was thinking to myself, because my sleep schedule kind of sucks right now. This is also why I started at 8 p.m. today. But I was thinking, you know what? I don't have to be up, right? But then I remembered, I just finished the... you know, the drive models down there, and I thought, okay, you know what? I need to showcase the drive models. I need to show them off. I gotta be up today. So yeah, there's that. Let me see. Okay, so we got that section. We just gotta keep going. Gotta keep more and more and more as we go along. We also gotta make sure that, you know what? Let's hide the rest of the body. No, not that part. Not that part. That line? No, not that one. Not that one. Where is it? This part and that part. And yeah, there we go. Now let's bring that sketch back, because I still need that sketch. There we go. Perfect. Boom. And we're good. All right, let's see. Well, you put it in shadows, the problem will be solved. Also true. Although, that's the other problem that I'm having, is that, well, I think it's in the front. Yeah, no, I wanted the front of this, I wanted the front of the tail to at least be visible. The back of the tail, on the other hand, that part is going to definitely be in the shadows. But I still need the front of the tail. Because I want that part visible, because I think it'll be cool. And unfortunately, As the old saying goes, you're gonna have to suffer if you want that cool section of the art. Because there are certain things where you know full well, like, this is gonna take a lot of work, but it would look cool if I did it. I don't wanna, but it would look cool if I did. This is one of those situations right now where it look cool if I drew the entire bone structured tail in the front. I still don't want to do it, but here we are. And there we go. But we're not quite done, because as much as I would like to say, there we go, we're finished, we got everything we needed, we now need to add the spikes. Hooray. Spikes. So let's work on adding said spikes. Yay. Huzzah. Absolutely fantabulous. Alright, let's see. I need Expedition 33 so bad. You know what? I don't blame you. Like, that story looks phenomenal. And I need to get that game myself. I saw that it was on sale, but at the same time, I'm looking at that price still like, you know what? I could still wait a little longer. Price will probably go down. I mean, we're already in September. Yeah, we're already in November. I could wait another month or two. Play Expedition at a later day. Yeah. That's my game plan. Wait, is that spike going in the right direction? Let me see. So I just realized I've been putting the spikes in the opposite directions this entire time. Not a major problem. We could still fix that. We just gotta reverse a lot of these things is all. We just gotta select them manually and then just reverse them. But it's still a pain in the butt to realize, like, oh, I'm messed up. Oh, my limiting factor is my headache level. Also fair. Yeah, I remember you talking about the headaches. That sounds rough. Wait, is that not part of it? Oh, that's part of the tail. Okay, so yeah, that part we're gonna have to do manually. Okay. Alright. This part we actually got to erase and redo. That is okay. It's just a spike. Not too much work. It is rather tedious and slightly disheartening, but it's nothing that can't be taken care of. That one I think we could leave as is. Actually, no, we can't. Wait, can we? Wait, did I draw that in the wrong direction? I drew it in the wrong direction again. Okay. So I drew the spike, not realizing that I did not change the direction. Let's fix that. It's supposed to go this way. Let's also make this line... Yeah, let's make this brush line a little bit smaller. This is how you know I'm getting tired and I probably need sleep. And by sleep, I mean playing Night Rain all over again. Nope, wrong part of the tail. Let me go back over here. That's also save, because I put all that work. And I'm not sure if I stretched, but just to be safe. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for the stretch. I greatly appreciate that. What time is it? 11? Oh, we're going to have to call it soon. You know what? It's 11:30. Actually, no. Let me just finish off this tail first. Then I could call it, because that means I will finally get the line art done for the dragon. Even though it doesn't look like it right now, trust me, we almost have the line art. Which means this one is in the wrong direction. Whoops. I should probably just reverse that. Flip. Rotate that sucker a bit. Move a little bit more over here. Boom. There we go. All right, so now that that part is done, we can actually just move on to this section. I want to talk about more Elden Ring, but we can't get to that point just yet. Oh, right, I accidentally closed all of that. I gotta bring VTube Studio back. Because I forgot I closed it. Whoops. There we go. Anyway, I want to talk about more about Elden Ring, because there's this one part of the game that I don't know what it is about this part of the game. Well, actually, there's a lot of reasons in this part of the game that give me a lot of chills. Because it's a whole city, but it feels very, very somber. Some of you might know what I'm talking about already. Well, actually, that might be very, very vague. But in order for me to actually legitimately just talk about all of this, we need to get to that city first. So I gotta save all of that Elden Ring talk for January. And it's killing me on the inside, not gonna lie. Part of me kind of wants to just rush it and just start playing Elden Ring on stream. Just so I could just talk about this game. Talk about all the things. Talk about everything. Even the things that might be correct, might be wrong. Just straight up interpretation. Like, there is one theory. Okay, I could actually at least talk about this part. For those of you that are there, do not worry. This ain't going to be a major spoiler thingy, because I can't really go into all the details just yet. But one theory which holds a lot of water is the theory that you are a demigod. Secretly. Well, maybe not so much secretly, but more so like one of those things where technically you are, but nobody knows it, not even yourself, but all the signs are there. And I can't really go into too much detail just yet. But I'm definitely going to talk about that part later down the road. Man, I should just turn on Night Rain, or not Night Rain. I should just change the stream right now and just say, you know what? Unprompt Elden Ring marathon. I'm gonna run through this entire game to the best of my ability. You know what? I should just have an entire Elden Ring marathon. Where I just nerd out about the entire game and the story behind it while I struggle to fight these bosses. I am legitimately considering it. Like, instead of making it an entire series, just marathon this whole thing. It's probably going to be like a stream series, mostly because I know Elden Ring's got a lot. I'm not going to be able to make it to all of it, even if I wanted to. Like, even if I wanted to talk about every single little thing, there ain't enough time for a single stream for all of it. Especially since I think Elden Ring might be one of those lore stories where people might legitimately debate, like, I don't know about that part, because you see there's this and that and here and there. Like, true, there is that. However, thank you for the crab brave there, Shinzo. Because again, that game's got a lot of interpretation going behind it. I mean, a lot of the FromSoft games do, but this is one of those ones where there's a lot of, this one has it more than the rest of them, I think, personally. Although I need to play more Dark Souls to 100% confirm that. I mean, I guess Bloodborne also has a lot of, debating on whether which ending is better, which ending is worse. Or not so much which ending is good and which ending is bad, but if there even is a good ending. Like most FromSoft games, nobody knows if there's actually a good ending. Either way, we're going to talk about all that when we get the chance. And we're almost done with these little spikes. I am almost free. And then we go find someone to raid. Just make little half crescents all along across the path. Wait, how does it look at the very end? Ah, they hide it at the end. I can't even see what it looks like. You know what? That's fair. We're just going to toss one last one right here. And we're going to save there. Let's bring up the rest of the lines again. And let's go back over here, because we need to select these specific lines. I don't know if y'all hear the dogs wailing, but that happens every day. And to this day, I still don't know what it is that makes the dogs wail like that. It's almost as if there's some sort of sound that goes off that just has them screaming bloody murder. This is also one of the many reasons I want to move. The other reason is because I'm stuck in California. And I hear it's cheaper elsewhere. Alright, now that we got that, let's go back to where the tail is. Not that one. Not that one. Tail. There's tail. Okay. From here, we're going to use that. Erase certain sections. Oh, we still got more that we need to erase. Right. We'll get to that when we get there. Right now, let's just clean up these parts. We don't need to clean up these parts because they're going to be shrouded in shadow. Well, you know what? Just to be safe, let's clean that part up. The rest of them is going to be shrouded in shadow back there, so we don't really need to clean those up. This part, on the other hand, we need to clean up everything behind these spikes. And then we should be all right. There we go. Thank you for the hydrate and posture check there, Echo. I greatly appreciate it. And the stretch. There we go. All right, now we just need to go to line and do the same thing here. Just erase everything that we can. Around the tail, at least. You know, I always keep saying we're almost there. We just got to do this, and I never learned my lesson. To the point where one person here usually calls me out on that. Like, normal, yeah, they usually call me out whenever I say we're almost there. Like, we know what this means. 3 more hours. And I hate that they're right. That's the biggest part of it all. Like, you know, you're right, but I hate it. And I want you to stop. I want you to stop being right. Why does Lampy not wear pants? Wait, why is that a question? Who starts a conversation like that? Like, what? Okay, not gonna lie, that question actually has me that question legit has me sitting here like, what provoked this question? Where's that? Where does one even? Okay, go to bed. That's all I can say is you need sleep. You need sleep, you need rest, you need something. Who knows? Maybe you need Jesus. You're dodging the question. You're not answering my question. Where did that come from? You answer my question, I'll answer yours. That's the deal. You want a question answered, you gotta answer my question first. Now, with that being said, I think I got everything done. We got the wings. We got the line. Yeah, we got the lines for the wings. The tail. We got a lot of talking done. We're gonna merge all this together. Now all we have to do is actually just render this sucker. Alright, let's see. Didn't you say you'll end it in a few hours ago? Yes, I did. I indeed did say that I was going to end it a few hours ago. I was talking to a furry VTuber who didn't wear pants and realized Lampy doesn't wear pants. Why doesn't Lamp... Okay, now that you answered my question, I'm going to answer yours. The reason why Lampy doesn't wear pants is because... Have you seen moth pants? That's what I thought. There's no such thing as moth pants out there. That and most bugs usually don't wear clothes. So... Now the real question is, why isn't there moth pants out there? You tell me. You tell me why there ain't no moth pants out there. Oh my god, he's naked? Yes, we've been through this. Most bugs are. I'd be more surprised if you saw bugs wearing clothes. you know some bugs out there that are wearing clothes, ask them why. Why do they hide themselves from the world? Right, because of Twitch. I would love to see insects with clothes. Look, if you could put a sweater on a spider, go right ahead. I don't know how well that's going to work out. Because one, a spider is very delicate. And two, that spider's definitely going to bite you. And three, could you imagine trying to put trying to wriggle all 4 of their front legs into a sweater? It'd be funny, but I think you'd have a lot of trouble trying to get a spider into a sweater. Unless it was just a humanoid sweater. Unless you just got them a human sweater, then you just let the spider crawl into the thing. And then remember not to wear that sweater because there's a spider in it. Oh, you know what? It just made me realize of a funny joke. Hold on a minute. I just thought of something. If anyone ever asks, we're going to just draw a very, very scuffed spider right quick. If a spider had to wear a sweater, would they wear it like this? Yeah, there we go. We're going to go with the very, very scuffed one right there. Would the spider wear it like that, or would they wear it like this? Actually, I think now that I think about it, I guess it would just be something like that for spiders, something along those lines. We're just going to go with that. Would they wear it like that, or would they wear it like that? And you want to know how a spider would actually wear a sweater? It's very, very easy. Spider would actually wear it like this. Spider would be wearing the sweater while you are wearing the sweater. And they would bite you aggressively because they don't know what's going on. That is how a spider would actually wear a sweater. There's your true answer. So whenever you get those bite marks, it's because a spider is wearing your sweater. Also, Lacuna, welcome on in. Let's give a shout out to Lacuna. And thank for the hydrate there, Bambi. Let's give Lunar a shout out. Go check out Lunar. They haven't started streaming yet, but they are working on, they are planning on some new things in the way. Look forward to that. They might even be a bug. They might even be a moth. Look forward to it. And let's also give a shout out to Bambi Balance. If you haven't checked out Bambi, I highly recommend that you do. They play a good variety of games. It's really funny over there. Really great people. Amazing art. They made the lizard emote that you see over there. Really cool stuff. What are you drawing? Okay, so one, we're drawing what a spider would look like if it wore a sweater. Some people would say that, you know, it would be wearing it the front half where it's got like 4 legs within the sweater sleeves. Some might even say that it's just a beanie on top of their body. I like to believe that the spider wears your sweater while you are wearing your sweater, and then bites you aggressively. That is my take on how would a spider look if they were wearing your sweater. It would look like that. It would look like the third one. Except with more eyes and probably more terrifying. There you go. Let's save. No, you? Oh yeah, you know what? You know what? Hold on a minute. Where's Bambi's vgen? I'm just gonna drop this right over here. Oh wait, you know what? You know what? No, I take it back. We're just gonna go do this. Perfect. I just shouted them out in someone else's stream. There we go. Perfect. But yeah, go check out Bambi. I highly recommend that you do. Really awesome art. Moth cult? No moth cult. You cease, you stop, you chill, you halt. Words like that. Oh right, let's zoom out. Well anyway, that was the spider. We were also working on a Yu-Gi-Oh art piece. We were working on this here dragon. This here big old skeletal dragon. All of that. We got the line art finished. And so now I can honestly call it a night. Love moth cult? No moth cult. Y'all cease with the moth cult. You chill. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm gonna call it here. I'm gonna call it a night. I already know which raid target I'm gonna be aiming for. So, y'all a fan of Repo? You better be, because we're dropping you off on Repo anyway, because I know a certain somebody that's still playing Repo, I think. I'm taking this personally. I just got here. I'm sorry there. It's almost 12. We're literally several hours away from 12 o'clock. Or not hours away. We are literally minutes away from midnight. So we're going to call it here. And I'm going to go play some Elden Ring Night Ring. I apologize there, Lunar. I'll be back on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday I'm going to be back. I'm going to be working on some animation. Yeah, I'm going to be back working on some animation stuff on Tuesday. So look forward to that if you wanted to see fire animation. This is going to be the perfect opportunity. We're going to drop you folks off with a Liliana. Because I need food. And I haven't eaten anything all day. Yeah, give this guy your money. No. You save your money. Save it. December is right around the corner. You need your money for Christmas. Christmas presents, yeah. Get your family and friends Christmas presents. All right. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, no problem. Thank you for stopping by there, Echo. All right. So, fire animation. Tuesday, Friday. I don't know what I'm going to draw yet. Maybe a horse model. I don't know. Maybe I'll work on the dragon again. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Sunday, we're going to be talking Legacy of Kain and playing Soul Reaver. So look forward to that. Alrighty then. Here is our raid message. Use those emotes if you have them. Use whatever emotes you have if you don't. And we're gonna raid on out to a Lil. They're probably already expecting us showing up. So let's drop this bomb on them before it's too late. But with that being said, thank you all for stopping by. I greatly appreciate it. Always remember, you're all awesome in your own way, because you folks make these streams in this community what it is. Also, if you would like to keep up with the channel, or if you would like to support, go check out the link page. We're posting a lot on the Twitters and the Blue Skies. We also got the YouTubes in the works at the moment. And if you would like to help support the channel, we got affordable models on the affordable models on the Etsy page, free stuff on the Coffee page, merch on the Teespring, and if you or someone you know is looking for emotes, assets, character sheets, character concepts, live 2D models, both big and small, whether it just be the rig or just the art, and animations, you can either contact me directly or go to the vgen page if you need any of those sort of things. With that being said, like I said, Always remember, you're all awesome in your own way, because you folks make these streams and this community what it is. It's awesome chatting with you folks, cracking jokes, brainstorming, all that funny stuff. And if you lurk, that's great too. But the fact that you took the time out of your day to have this bug rambling on in the background means more to me than you could possibly imagine. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Also, Lunar, we need to get some Risk of Rain too. Alright, you all take care now, and I hope you all have a good night, a better tomorrow, and a great week. Laters.